Welcome to Ghost Club Paranormal. Don't go changing that channel now, as we have one hell of a show for you. From ghouls that lurk in the dead of night, to modern day technology that is sure to blow your mind. It's the number one stuff for spooky folk like you, so turn off the lights and let's get to. Ghost Club is sponsored by...
Hello. We are live again. How is everybody doing? Hi, Alex, Christy, Desert Holly, Roxy. Everyone's here, loving it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know what episode this is. Is this episode 7 now? Episode 7. We've done 7
Something like that. Dang.
Nice. Look at us making commitments.
Look at us
So, real fast, guys, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on catch up, just so you know, we upload every Tuesday, do an investigation every Tuesday, and then the next Tuesday is a live stream. And then we alternate between those two. So, we try and keep these live streams interesting for people who are coming back to watch. So, and thank you everybody for being here. 111 watching right now. 100. Oh, I just dropped 110. Never mind.
Bad luck for 7 years.
So let's just start off by saying thank you guys for being here. We talked about this on the last live stream, but Mandy and I, we do have a trip coming up, which is like our longest road trip we've done. It's going to be absolutely wild. We're hitting up a location like pretty much every single day. The only days we're really going to take off is if we're driving more than 6 hours, understandably. So
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of that was through your guys' donations, and I just appreciate you all so much. If there's any donations that come through tonight, those will go towards more content, more investigations. So there we have it.
Thank you, guys.
And then also, if you wanted to look in the links down in the description, our links, we have merch, we have PayPal donations, which, by the way, I'm going to keep my phone right here. So anybody who pays through PayPal, then I'll definitely be able to give you guys a shout out as well. So I'll definitely keep track of that. Because you guys also deserve a shout out. And sometimes I don't pay attention to my phone. So I've got it here now. And there's also going to be a link down below for something very, very special. This is something that Mandy has not done before. Well, you've done it before, I'm pretty sure, but not for
I've done it before, yeah.
You've done it before, but not since joining Ghost Club. So It's really cool that our viewers can actually have this interaction with you. So I want you to take the floor on this and explain what it is that you are offering.
Yeah, so it's going to be super exciting, and hopefully this will be one of many to come. But myself and another medium who's been in here in our live and on our episodes plenty of times, Samantha, also known as Mindful Mandy, we are going to be doing a gallery reading over Zoom, and it's going to be a really fun night. It's going to be August 24th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so keep that in mind. Tickets will be $20 per person. We're only going to allow, I want to say 30 into the Zoom. We want it to be super intimate. And our goal is to do about an hour and a half of small mini readings for the folks in the gallery reading. So it'll be super fun. Not everybody is going to be guaranteed a reading because we have to keep it quick and move through. But you know, if you want to be open to the idea of potentially getting a reading, if you just want to watch people get readings, you just want a good night of spirit and fun, then definitely follow the link. She's going to have the link somewhere. I'm going to post about it in my Instagram as well, and on Ghost Club Instagram. You can get your tickets there. And again, this is just going to be the first one that we're doing, see how things go. And if it goes well and people are into it, then hopefully we can do this more for you guys at Only $20.
I know, like $20. Like I was actually quite shocked when you told me about this yesterday. I was like, dang, I think I want to join though. Even if like I don't even want to be read, like I just want to go to watch because I find group readings so interesting. So
It's
that's I'm
so
so
fun, you
excited for you guys.
guys.
I'm so happy
Like,
for you.
even if you don't, and I know some people get disappointed when they don't get readings, but like it's so fun to just watch other people connect with their loved ones. It's really emotional. Everybody's really open. It's just a really cool time together. So and I know times are really hard. So Sam and I want to offer this to you guys. We're super excited about it. So if you have any questions, just stay tuned. Again, we're going to be posting all the information on socials and everything. So you'll be able to follow the link, book a ticket if you want to join. And then, hopefully we can do this more. So we're very excited. Yay.
So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and follow Mandy on Instagram, she's going to be posting about it at Miss Mandy Sue. If you don't follow her already, and then Samantha, I feel so bad. It's Mindful Medium Mandy on Instagram. I'm pretty sure, and she usually pops in as well to say hello in the group chat. So yeah, so definitely go check that out. Exciting times. I'm looking forward to it. And then on that note, another thing that I do just want to bring up as well, because we were talking about Instagram, first off, I am so unprepared for this live tonight. I made,
Don't
because
even worry.
we are going to get to curse or crew because it's the finale tonight. But I literally made those like little pictures about 3 minutes before jumping on this live. It's been crazy. But that being said, I do want to say, guys, thank you for always supporting us. Truly from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. And we try to be consistent. I mean, we are consistent. We upload every Tuesday. But with this trip coming up, I think we're going to push our next episode back maybe a week, if that's all right with you guys. Just there has been so much going on, and I'm like, okay, this is the reason why TV shows, they take like hiatuses, right? Like we can't
it's
post
hard
every fortnight, like once every 2 weeks for an entire year. I mean, we could, like, if we were actually on it, but life. So I'm just looking here at my schedule, and we're going to be leaving on Saturday. So if you guys want to check out even though we're going to be gone for a week, there won't be an episode, but if you guys want to actually follow our trip, we are going to be posting like crazy. So you're still going to get some sort of content. And then we're also going to be filming extras for members only. So everybody that you see in the chat just now who has a little badge next to their name, they are all members. If you want to become a member, and that basically unlocks extra content, those emojis, new Shrek emoji, what's up?
Wait, what? Hold on, what?
You didn't, the Shrek emoji?
What? Oh my God.
Mandy,
Where?
I text you, told you just done new Shrek emojis. I sent you a picture. I posted it on YouTube. I've posted it on my Instagram. How are you not seeing this?
What? Jade, I haven't even I haven't been here.
No, clearly not.
I haven't been here. Okay, I'm so sorry.
So guys, just so you guys know, yeah, take a look. Because the chat that we are watching, or the chat that we see right now from you guys, it's actually through a different platform. It's not through YouTube, so it doesn't show the emojis. So I guess you haven't seen the emoji, but yeah, it's Shrek.
Yo, I didn't I didn't realize that was an emoji. I thought it was just a picture you're sending.
No, it's an actual emoji. I done it the second our premiere ended last Tuesday.
I thought you just went out of your way to make that. I just thought you went out of your way to send that to me.
No, you have to have Shrek. Thank you so much, Timothy, for your donation. We appreciate you so much. Oh, somebody said, Ethan, whose Shrek emoji is, and then that's it. Mystery Man said that I froze. Am I okay? Am I frozen or am I good?
Oh. you're good.
Okay, cool. What about a donkey emoji? Well, here's the thing.
Oh,
The more
copy that.
members that we get to the channel, the more emojis it unlocks. So you can't have like 20 emojis if you've only got like 5 members. It's so weird. It's like YouTube is a game.
Oh.
So yeah, it's just the more members, the more emojis that you can unlock. So pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna be leaving on Saturday. We're not getting back until like August 8th. So the next episode will be out on the 13th. So, you know, guys, we are gonna take a couple of weeks break whilst we're going out to film. And it's gonna be very, very sad because I love our premieres and I love chatting with you guys. And
I
yeah.
know. It's going to be a bummer. Hopefully you guys will all stick around for us. We have amazing content coming out. It's going to be super exciting.
That's the thing though, is like, because we have never went on a road trip this long before. And I mean, guys, the locations that we have booked are absolute bucket list locations. Like, they're not just like whatever locations. I mean,
no, these are like big.
They're big boys.
They're big boys. Okay?
That's for sure. Speaking of locations, you know, we went to the Patterson house. That was our last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of like, it's a location kind of thing like that. Never really heard of it before. Never investigated it before. But I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see. And I was shocked at the amount of activity that we got there. Do you think that that's because it isn't investigated that much?
Honestly, I think there's something to that for sure.
Yeah.
It's like we're stirring up, like this energy is just kind of sitting, chilling, and then like we come in and, you know, fuck it up, and then it gets wild.
Salem said brighter.
You guys, when Jade sent me that, I was like, there's actually no fucking way that actually happened. It was like mimicking.
That was one of, I mean, I've only had a few of these moments where when I'm editing something, I have to get up and leave. And that was definitely one of those moments. Like, I mean, I listened to that on repeat for about 10 minutes and just like zooming in, looking at my mouth going, did I do that? But no, I'm not a ventriloquist.
No, because I would have said something to you about it.
Yeah. No, totally. Because I sent you that footage.
Yeah. You fucking weirdo. What are you doing?
I sent Mandy that footage, freaked her out. And if you had heard me in the moment saying that, or if you had saw something with that footage, even if I did say that and you saw that and you're like, Jade, your lips are moving. You can tell that that's you know? Just putting it out there because I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's fake, kind of thing like that. Same thing with the string at the Garnet house. It's like, listen, even if we were faking things, why would we point our cameras in that direction and clearly have it out there? Stupid.
Because that's what we're faking. Okay. No, you guys, like, for real, you guys know I'm the, what's that?
Oh no, I was just saying, oh my gosh, Courtney Jane, like coming in hot right here with $80. What? Thank you so much.
Thanks,
we appreciate you. Scooting on through real quick to spread all the love and light I can provide while being sneaky at work. We won't tell your work. Don't worry, Courtney. You take this break, girls. We're all here when you get back. You're stuck with us. I love it. It's the only place I want to be stuck.
Yes.
Not in the Patterson house, though.
No, not in the Patterson house. No, and what I was going to say was that, you guys know this, I'm the one that's like crazy tism, ADHD. I'm the one making all the weird noises. So like, if Jade would have made that noise, I would have been very confused because she typically doesn't do stuff like that.
Yeah, like that's why I was shocked.
Not common for you. So when you did say it, the second like that after that was said, I was just like, what? Like that was weird, you know, because that's something that, you know, you typically wouldn't do. The whole thing was just crazy. And
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I can't with that. That place blew my freaking mind. Like, was not expecting that level of activity. Those voices just blew me away with how clear they were and just how receptive the spirits were. And
Yeah.
my God. And you could
But it
feel
seemed
it.
everybody loved that episode though, and I'm so glad that they did because are you okay?
Yeah, sorry. This happens every time we do a live.
Who is it? What
I
is
don't
it?
know. It's like, I don't know who the spirit is. So I have a new visitor. I don't know who it is, though.
Oh God, here we go. Because you know what, our trip's coming up. If you're getting visited already by somebody that you don't know, I'm like, Also, real fast, Kathy, thank you so much, Kathy. We appreciate you,
Thank you,
Kathy.
Kathy. We love
Always,
you.
always showing up for us and such a true, lovely supporter of ours. And we just appreciate you so much. Thank you.
We just love you. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm very behind. Give me a minute. It's been a long day. It's
Yeah,
been
catch
it's been a
22.
long week.
We donate you money for more content, and now you need to take time to film it, so we have to be okay with it. I mean,
Exactly.
honestly though, like the content that we film is going to last us all the way to the end of the year. So there is going to be 2 weeks of no episodes of Ghost Club and then only episodes for the rest of the year. So it's not like, when you're watching specific like actual shows on TV where, you could be sitting there for like 6 months to a year. Shrek 5's coming out, by the way. I found out recently.
Shrek fucking 5 is coming
But not
out.
till not till 2026. So yeah. But I would happily donate to Shrek as well, to be fair.
I just would love for us to be a part of that movie in like some way.
Thank you
If
so much,
anybody knows anyone.
Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
I'm already
I
so
love that
far.
name.
I'm so far behind on comments already. I'm so sorry, guys. Just trying to play catch up just now.
Yeah, I know that location does get visitors, just definitely not as much as
Yeah. Well, kind of
any other
like
location.
my whole thing going into that location was right off the bat, it was very apparent that there was a family there. They were kind of divided. There was something standoffish going on. You could kind of just sense that they weren't used to communication like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like really trying to let them know about more investigators coming here, kind of like how we done it at the white faced house, sorry.
The
Same
White
kind of
House.
thing. The
Sorry.
White same yeah, like how we
I'm
done
like,
it back in the White
in the
House.
White House.
Dude, could you imagine?
Yo.
That is actually a proper like dream
Proper haunted
location though,
location
to
for
be
sure.
fair.
Mhm.
But yeah, so my whole thing was when I went into that location and we got that vibe right off the bat, I just wanted them to know that more people will be coming here to investigate. I also wanted them to know that people pay to investigate, and that money goes towards restoring homes, like
Mhm.
historic homes. And the last thing that I know that they would want is to see their home torn down. Unfortunately. So it felt like the mom and the wife, Maria, it felt like she was on board and she was like, okay, let's give these guys a show. And John was the complete opposite. He was very like, dad, like, go upstairs, like, get out of my way kind of thing. But I also like to in the entire time that I was there, I was calling it the Beetlejuice house because that's
Mhm.
genuinely how it felt. Not only was there bugs, insects everywhere, there was also like a brown trench coat. I don't know if anyone saw that, like hanging up in the hallway, which literally looks like Beetlejuice's trench coat, which is so weird. It was all like dirty and
Yeah.
stuff. And then I feel like these two spirits were like Adam and Barbara from Beetlejuice. It's like we've died in this town, we're back in this house, and every single time we try and open the door, it's just nothingness. And now we have to stay here and live with these people. Yeah, that's
Yep.
very much how it felt.
Yeah. No, I agree with all that.
Yeah. What else? I mean, what shocked you the most about watching the Patterson House investigation compared to actually being there and investigating it yourself and then seeing it on YouTube? What was the biggest
So
thing?
for sure the SD session, because when I
Mhm.
was under, I had no idea what was happening. Except for like the few bits and pieces that I was getting. Um, like that was the first SDs I've had in a while where I just really felt connected to them, you know?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
seeing it back and seeing everything like pieced together, I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
actually, there was a conversation that was happening. Cause, you know, when you're under SDs, you have no idea if it's like, what's, you know, what's what. So it was
Yeah.
cool to see it pieced together and see that like you were actually getting responses to your questions and it was very spot on. And like even when you were in the other room with the high chair
Oh, yeah.
and like you like set the ball on there and I was like, thank you. Like what? Like that's insane. Like I'm not even in the same room as you. Like it's just it was so cool. It was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then another thing as well that you gotta make note of is if you watch that episode, you'll be able to hear, depending on how high your volume is, but you can hear the responses coming through the Hack Shack, the spirit
Yeah.
box that we were using. I mean, they were loud. You had that up so loud. And yeah, I mean, we do plan on actually recording an Estes session at some point. I used to do this on the channel, and it honestly, it's just a nightmare to edit because you're trying to like sync up that whole white noise with the responses coming through from the video audio.
Yeah.
So, and that's fine, but if you go to like cut it, sometimes it will get it all mixed up. And it's very, very frustrating when that happens. But to be fair, I feel like I am a little bit better at editing now than I was before when I had tried that method. So we're gonna try it again because I
Yeah.
really want people to see that, you know, this is legit. These are only responses that Mandy's getting and questions that I'm asking, and that's all that's happening.
Yeah.
Taco Bell summons
Sorry,
demons.
there's a lot of comments about Taco Bell in there, and like that's so true because we had Taco Bell at the Sally house, and then we had like
Mhm.
the most chaotic night of your entire life. So
Yeah,
Taco Bell
you know,
really does summon the demons, just FYI.
and what was weird was when we first got there, we ate our Taco Bell at the table, and as we were, like, going upstairs to get some B-roll, the Taco Bell bag moved.
Yes, I
So
remember that. That was
scary.
so insane. And we're like, Sally, no,
We were
no
just
Taco Bell for
joking about
you.
it, but, like, seriously. Speaking of, did you know that the Sally House oh, no, you do know that the Sally House is going up for sale, right? Or is it already
I,
up for sale?
I don't know, but that seems like an awfully cheap price, and I'm so game to buy it.
How much is it again?
She said they dropped it to 350. I would put my life
$350,000, guys.
savings into that house.
You are insane.
Okay, maybe not
Also,
all of it.
thank you for the donation. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat as well, whilst also give Mandy a life lesson in this. Do not buy
Sorry.
demonic houses.
Ugh,
That house, first off,
let me
doesn't
live.
deserve anybody going to investigate it. Like, that house is too dangerous. Maybe I'm just speaking from my perspective, but I would
Mhm.
never suggest anyone going to that house. And
Mm,
also, I was even in two minds about even uploading that episode because I didn't want to give them any publicity kind of thing.
yeah, I
So,
know.
I know you just like spooky stuff,
I
but
just like really scary houses.
yeah. I mean, the fact that we've literally said that we're never gonna go back to this house, and now you're saying that you're gonna buy it, I'm like,
I'm like,
I
I
don't know.
bought the Sally house.
No, 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 no.
It
It's never
this
gonna happen.
this makes me crazy. See, it's not me. It's the demonic entity there that's like, yes, buy me. buy my house.
I honestly think whoever
Live
buys that
here.
house is gonna have to put a ton of money into restoring that house. Because when we were there, the basement was off limits. I don't know why. That could have genuinely been to just like safety issues of the basement in general. But I mean, when we put our cameras down onto like the carpet in night vision, you could see all the dirt and nastiness. I wouldn't have even lay down on that bed. Honestly, the whole place was just very old and not clean
Yeah,
either.
but they're pulling in money though, man. That house is booked like day after day after day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but at what cost, you know? I sure as hell
That's
wouldn't be
fair.
wanting to run a
That's
business
fair.
like that.
That's fair.
Dang. Does your insurance cover like possessions? I don't know.
No.
Apparently not. You can't take that to court, can you? So
Dang.
um so yeah, I mean that's the Patterson house. And then in our next episodes, we can say what our next episode is. It's already filmed, so do you want to talk about it? I'll talk about it. We
No,
are
like,
going
oh, sorry. I was thinking of how I was going to ask you this question.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
no, so you talk openly about the investigation that we just did?
No, just the name of the location.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm
That's
sorry.
all. No, we're gonna talk about that on the live after
I was
we
like,
post
give
that
me a
episode.
minute to process my thoughts.
You're
We
still
went to
thinking
the
about the
Glen.
Sally house. Get your head out the
So I'm
gutter, girl.
possessed. I went, see, see. Yeah, we went to the Glen Tavern Inn, you guys.
The Glen
The
Tavern
Glen
Inn.
Tavern fucking Inn.
So that's in Santa Paula, California. And if you guys I've actually investigated there a couple times before. I think it was my first ever investigation. Yes, it was. It was Ghost Club's first ever investigation, like 4 or 5 years ago, by myself, and it was terrible and it was horrible. And I recently actually just done a reaction. Well, like a couple months ago, I'd done a reaction video of me watching that episode back and just cringing. And I posted that on
Oh.
members only. So if you want to see that, I need to do more of those episodes. That was my plan. I was gonna rewatch all of the old episodes that I'd posted way back in the day and just basically be like, don't do that. That's not how you do things. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, you can go ahead and become a
Get it?
member.
Watch.
And that link is in the description below. Kevin says going to the White House would be nice so Mandy can chill with the president she likes so much and do an investigation with him and Jade. Yeah, pretty much. You got that right. Thank you, Timothy, for your donation. John was old school like they were in those days. Very much so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
John was the dad, the father at the Patterson house that we just done, the investigation that we just done, yeah. It is reportedly haunted. That would be so epic.
I mean, it's been one of the longer standing buildings.
Michelle Glasgow, are you from Glasgow? She says, I am super new here, but I've watched all your videos over the last week and a half, and I couldn't stop. I can't wait to see what else sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I can't wait to see what else you do. I'm a huge fan already, even though I'm a new one. Thank you, Michelle. We appreciate you so much. Welcome to the club. Look how much fun we're having. Girl, I am sweating right now.
No, I just realized I didn't realize how far behind in the fucking chat I was. So I'm just like getting a little caught up here.
You guys, we'll answer a couple of questions if you guys have them, and then I think we should just go ahead and play Cursed or Crew, and we'll just get those results in. I'm ready.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you, Timothy. Thank you for your donation, guys. Oh, which reminds me, I told myself I was going to sit with my PayPal up, and I'm not. Sorry.
Oh my God, Jade.
Timothy says, what would be fun is if fans can come on an investigation with you all. I never been on one, but being places like Tombstone in the jail heavy feeling. That jail feeling.
I fucking love Tombstone.
I hate jails. I can't. Like prisons.
Is that why you always shoot it down every time? I'm like, well, we need to go to a big old prison, big old jail.
Yeah, well, we done Nevada State Prison, and even just going to the tour, I was almost crying. Like I was so scared. It's one of my biggest fears, going to prison for something that I've never done. I just don't like being there. It doesn't freak me out. It just makes me so sad. Like I'm actually getting checked into prison. That's how I feel. It's oh my God, it's awful. I hate it. But we will do it again.
Dang it. Couple comments about this house here. Mandy, listen to Big Sister Jade. I'm trying, but I'm being coerced by a demon. Shout out. I also love the Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme.
Wow. I have 2 donations here. My gosh.
Oh, shit.
Look at that. I'm so sorry, guys.
Fine.
Hopefully they're still in the chat. But Brannon, thank you so much for your donation. $25. And also Bill. Thank you, Bill. $10.
Yes.
You guys are so nice. All the donations that come in through PayPal, that is literally going to go towards gas for our road trip. Because God knows we're going to need a lot of it. But seriously, everything that you've donated so far has been so helpful. And I think that you guys are really going to love these new episodes. Thank you, Mystery Man. Jade was a prisoner in a past life. Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, that's probably why you're so like anti-prison.
Yeah,
so
possibly.
Scared of it.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I feel like I'm such a new soul as well. I don't think I've had many past lives. I'm just going to be honest with you. How many past lives would you say that you've had, Mandy?
Oof, girl. I've had quite a few. I would say easily like at least like 10.
Wow.
Maybe 11.
That's a lot of past lives.
I've been here a lot, you guys. I've been here a lot. It's been a long time. I feel like I'm 3,000 years old. I just want to make a note that there actually is a haunted property that I really do want to own one day. I just can't say it out loud to anybody because
Have you told
people
me?
will get mad. Yeah.
Conjuring has.
It's not that. Oh. It's gonna be real cheap here soon.
True.
No. I definitely would never buy the Sally house. Actually, there is a house that I really, really want, but I can't say it. But I'm hoping that one day it will come into my possession.
Oh, I think I do know what one you're talking about. Yeah.
And when I get it, then I can tell you guys, be like, this is the one that I always wanted.
Listen, it's all about intention, right? You got to put that out there into the world. Did you guys know that New Year's Day at like around midnight, like when the clock struck midnight, Mandy and I sat underneath a table in 2 separate houses. We both sat underneath a table and we ate grapes, and we set our intention on a really good year of Ghost Club. And literally the next day, January 1st, there was the magazine went out for Paranormality magazine, where we were the front cover, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Mythos put a video out January 1st that was like, I can't remember. It was something like top 5 like real investigators that you have to go watch. And we were on there. I was like, oh, that's so nice. And then he took it down because everyone bullied him. I'm sure. I'm just like, allegedly. I don't know. I'm just saying that's the only reason why I could think. But
all the men were just like, those ladies don't deserve it.
Yeah, so that one was short-lived. But I will say our year so far has actually went really, really well. I would say for sure, hands down, this is the best year for Ghost Club.
And you know what's crazy? So I didn't get to eat grapes because my teeth were going through a lot at the time, so I couldn't actually eat grapes. But I manifested that I had a bowl, and I put 12 pieces of paper for each grape in the bowl.
And you
underneath
ate
the
those.
table. And I ate them all.
He's
I
like,
also had my suitcase underneath the table. Paper, creepy paper. Anybody watch What We Do in the Shadows? Creepy paper. Okay. But yeah, and then I had my suitcase and my red underwear on, and I was like, let's fucking go. I have not found love, but I have found friendship.
oh, that's so sweet. That was so sweet.
And we've traveled everywhere and we've done some fun things. And yeah.
Samantha here is asking, have you seen what happens to the owners of the Conjuring House? You know, I saw that was that Entity 7 Paranormal. Joe, he had posted a live with Matt, and there was also like an ex co-worker that worked at the Conjuring House, and I believe the guy who handed over the keys to the new owner of the Conjuring House. And again, I don't know all the details, but the only thing, like, because the owner of the Conjuring House was, this is just like the drama. I can't with the drama, like right now, but I do need to kind of explain this to people. I guess the owner of the Conjuring House had accused Brian, the guy who worked at the Conjuring House, of stealing $3,000, and which he is like never ever ever happened. And then she refused to pay him, and he's out of a lot of money right now from not being paid by her. And when he asked, like, how did you, like, where's the proof, like there's cameras and stuff, like how do you know that I stole $300, $3,000? And she said that it was the ghost that is at the Conjuring House who died in like the 1800s told her. And that's how she is. Did you know that, Mandy?
No.
Yeah. And she mentioned it a few times, like, they speak to me, he told me you're done, and like called him all these nasty things and stuff like that. And I guess like the whole like uproar right now and why people are boycotting it is because poor Brian never stole anything. He never stole anything. And he seems like a really nice guy. And like he has like a solid like work background and history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem like the type. There's a lot of people that I guess have left the Conjuring House because of this. And it's just kind of crazy.
That's wild.
It is.
I was wondering, I kept seeing all the posts about like boycott. And I was like, what are we boycotting? But I never actually looked into it. So
Yeah.
I was like, what are we fighting for?
You know, there's just so many videos of the Conjuring House in general. I've been over it for a very, very long
there's
time.
so many other haunted locations too, by the way.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I was seeing more stuff about the Conjuring House, and again, like I didn't click it because I was just like, it's just more Conjuring House stuff. And then I realized what it was about, and then I was like, oh, okay, no, this is actually pretty serious. You can't just be like, you can't be accusing people of that and just not paying them. Like that's illegal. You can't be doing that.
No, that's crazy. I actually had a story I was going to share.
Yeah, real fast before you. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say.
Oh, sorry, I just saw it.
Thank you, Timothy, for your $5 donation. Before you share that, Mandy, did you finally get that big spider in y'all's room? Mandy, for you guys that don't know, she posted a story of our investigation that will be uploaded in a couple of weeks, and where there was a big spider in her room.
So I still don't know if this was the same spider or a new spider, but another spider, either the same one or new, showed up probably about like 5 hours later on the wall, which I killed that one.
I still don't think you killed it.
It was lower. I was able to actually get it. I don't know if it actually died, but it looked like it died. But I don't know if that was the same spider or if it was a new one. So like, we don't know. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Rob doesn't like spiders. We won't talk about it any further, Rob. But that's basically where we're at. I have no idea.
Pretty much.
He still haunts, the spider still haunts that room to this day.
Sorry. Go ahead. What were you going to say? What was your
guys,
story?
Okay, I just want to say, like, listen, I don't know anything about that story with Conjuring House. I don't know if a ghost really told her that or not, or if she's just cray. Okay, I don't know. But I will say this, and I'm not siding with anybody. I just have to share this story because I actually was a part of a situation in which a ghost told a coworker of mine. This was at a different job. I won't say where. A ghost of an employee who died told my coworker that she needed to check the cameras because somebody was stealing something. And she checked the cameras, and sure enough, somebody was stealing some stuff. So it can happen. I'm not saying that's what happened in this case, but it sparked that memory, and I just think it's like, you just never know.
Yeah. But what can't happen is somebody stealing $3,000 from, I believe, a merchandise store in the Conjuring House with 24-hour surveillance, and
sure.
and it magically just and not actually capturing them, like taking any money out.
Totally
like
fair. I was literally just sharing the story. I have no take on The Conjuring. I don't give a fuck, but I just I don't care. But I just think that it is possible that spirits can tell people something.
Well, no, exactly. Like that's literally what your job pretty much is, right? It's receiving messages from spirit. It's kind of like even what we do on investigations. Like we're always getting responses from spirit, and then we relay those, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of a little bit different when it's like involving, if we were on an investigation and we got a story
Yeah.
that there was an employee that was also at that location who stole money, and that's why this angry spirit's coming through so strong and stuff. Like that would we would be like, oh my gosh, this is a good story. But when it involves a spirit and a human, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to go into it, but yes, we've heard the Conjuring House drama. If anybody has any new info on that, I mean, go ahead and drop it in the comments, I guess.
Of course we need evidence. I'm not, you guys are taking this the wrong. I'm literally not saying that any of I have no take on what happened with the Conjuring House. I have no take. I'm literally just sharing a story about how my coworker was told by a ghost that someone was stealing it.
Is she a medium?
She's very intuitive, but she doesn't practice or anything like that. And she just literally the spirit came to her, and she checked the cameras, and we caught somebody stealing a ton of stuff. So it was just one of those crazy things. So.
When you do say a spirit came to her, though, just so for me to understand as well, was it like a full-bodied apparition came to her? Did it happen in her sleep? Was it just like annoying? Something just said something?
She was like, it was his voice telling her to check the cameras. And she was at home. She wasn't even at work. And it was his voice was coming. It was like, you need to go to work right now and check the cameras. And so she did.
Oh, so yeah, she should definitely. It sounds like she's got some kind of clairvoyance thing going on there.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Samantha said Jason Hawes did a whole live. So if you guys want to know more about the Conjuring House drama, definitely go over to Jason Hawes' channel. We do we're just not doing that. Trying to catch up with comments again, guys. Let's just actually, if you guys are all right, let's just go into Cursor Crew real fast. And just to kind of not get it out the way, because it is very important, but we do have something really interesting that we want to talk about on tonight's live, and we've already been going for 45 minutes. We are going to be talking about dreams. We're going to be talking about premonitions. We're going to be talking about our personal experiences, and so much more. So definitely stick around for that. If you guys are watching later at night, if you're in the US, I mean, it's 8:45 p.m. in California. We're kind of way further back than everyone else in the world, it seems. But tonight, we're actually going to try to astral project. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but I think it's going to be a really, really fun experience and experiment. But I believe that it will happen. So,
Hell yeah.
but for right now, let's go in to curse our crew. Can you hear me?
Oh, I didn't hear what you said right there. Did you say our crew?
No, I just said, can you hear me?
No, before that. Sound like you were trying to say something.
Oh, I think I just said, can you hear me a couple times?
No, we couldn't. Now we can.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm back. Let's see.
There
what
goes
we
my
can do.
ASMR. There goes the ASMR experience.
Everyone knows how freaking slow I am getting all this stuff prepared. Thanks.
Scooter gang, represent.
There we go. All right. So, we're back at camp, although I've not done this right. We're back at camp. And if you guys don't know what we're doing, we're playing Cursed or Crew. Basically, we curse someone and then we crew someone. Whoever we crew goes on to the next round. But this is the finale. This is the final round. Mandy and I are not going to be deciding who we're going to crew officially. We started off with, I think it was 12 investigators. And now we're only down to 4. So this is like the ultimate.
This is it.
This is it, guys. Okay, so we are going to start off, because I've done this wrong, I need to click again. We're going to start off with Jack Osborne and Chelsea Layden. I'm going to share my screen again.
Oh, we're not picking, huh? Oh, damn it.
We are not picking. No, we are leaving this up
Ladies, you know what to do.
to the viewers. Let me go ahead and start a poll real fast. Jack or Chelsea?
You know what to do. Come on.
I think I spelled Chelsea wrong. Oh, no, I didn't.
No.
Okay, Jack or Chelsea? I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to vote. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Oh, no.
3, 2,
Anxiety.
1. All right, Mandy, who do you think won?
Chelsea.
Chelsea won!
Woo.
Nice. All right, okay, so we got Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Sorry, Jack, you have been cursed.
Sorry,
On your
Jack.
way.
Goodbye. Farewell. Au revoir. Adios. Muchacho.
All right, next up we have Chip Coffee and Scooby-Doo.
You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. But we all know. Come on, guys. You know what to do.
So is it Chip
You know what to do.
or Scooby-Doo? All right, I'll give you guys 10 seconds again. Whew. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Ooh.
6,
Who's it gonna be?
4, 3, 2, 1. Who do you think won, Mandy?
Scooby.
Scooby won.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, man.
We get
Scooby.
a fucking mystery van.
All right, guys. So I don't have anything Dang, I didn't prepare for this. I didn't prepare for this. I'm going to stop sharing the screen right now. But now I'm going to put in the poll, the final decider. You guys will have 10 seconds on the clock.
Ooh. I feel like we need 15 seconds for this one. Because some people didn't get to vote.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a hard one.
All right, guys, starting poll. 15
Here we
seconds
go.
on the clock. 15, 14.
Wait, you don't
13,
even have it up. The pictures.
12. No, I know. I didn't prepare for it.
Oh.
That's what I was.
Okay, everybody knows who they're voting for. It's either Scooby or Chelsea.
Yeah, I've put the poll up.
Okay.
5,
Just
4,
making sure.
3, 2, stop. 1. It's 50-50. No, it's by 51%.
Scooby, bitches!
Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh.
You're not even looking at the poll.
I can't see the poll, Jade. I can't see the poll.
All you have to do is bring up another screen and just put it in the tab.
You're
so you
asking
can
a
follow
liar. You're asking a liar. Yo, I thought that was Scooby.
It was actually Chelsea. Chelsea won, and I think she is absolutely deserving. I don't know if we deserve
she
her,
is,
though.
but I was really excited.
That was a lot of fun. Oh, I'm so happy that Chelsea won. I think that listen, could you seriously imagine a team with me, you, and Chelsea Layden? Like, that is ultimate right there.
So good. Because she's very much like us, you know, and it would just work.
She has a good team as it is, though, but
For sure.
I kind of feel like out of everybody apart from Dan Aykroyd, she's probably the only other person that I would genuinely like on the team. So,
Oh no, she'd be great. We couldn't have gone wrong. I just got really excited about the idea of Scooby.
yeah, no, we wouldn't have been able to do anything with that. I don't even know
We
what
could have
like
had a ban.
we started this and with like no actual real ending to it. Like, okay, so Chelsea is the ultimate crew member. What are we going to do with that information? Because when we started this, I was like, okay, whoever wins, whoever comes in number 1, we should actually meet them. Like, we'll make it our goal to meet them. And
Good idea.
but then other people were saying like get them a scooter, send them a scooter or something. And I don't know. There was
the way that
lot.
we would get a restraining order if we sent a fucking scooter.
Dang.
Done. No, but
It's
you know
true.
what though? With Chelsea, we get the whole Project Fear team. You guys, that's a
Scooby
dream
got
collab for me.
dirty.
Yeah, Scooby did. But a dream collab for me is Project Fear for sure, hands down. So
Yeah. Let's make that happen, guys. Everyone go ahead and tag Project Fear right now.
tag Project Fear, tag Chelsea. Let them know that she won, and she gets to come join.
Okay, so that was that, guys. Cursor Crew. That was a fun game though. I did enjoy doing that. But I am over it. I'm over it. That took way too long. That went on for a month and a half.
That's a good idea, Monica. That's a good idea. What if we hid mini scooters in our episode for people to find?
Girl, we can barely take like a thumbnail photo. That takes so much effort. I genuinely wonder like how, I mean, I guess there's 4 of them. So if everyone just kind of splits up and like takes like I don't know, like takes a role kind of thing like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have time, unfortunately. But I do like the idea of giving the maybe we could
Scooter. You can send her a little care package and say congrats on our team now.
You have been we'll send her like a Shrek kind of like Lord Farquaad like scroll she has to read explaining why we're even reaching out to her in the first place.
Some
to
of
be
you
fair, though,
may die. but it's a sacrifice you'll be willing to make. Let me just like read it.
You know, we'll just invite her just in case she was thinking about having a little change anyway.
Yeah, some girl power.
I do also just want to say real fast, thank you, baby Shamu. I'm new to your channel, but you ladies have me hooked. Keep up the great work and thank you.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of new people that have came to join our channel recently, and I just want to say thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Did you also know that 52%, I believe it is, of people who watch our episodes aren't subscribed? It's very, very sad. I know. So if there's anybody here in the chat, there's 181 of you right now. If anybody
did you
is
say
not-
baby Shamu?
Shamo. So- Listen, on that note, guys, I know in our last episode I said that the house was built in 1981, okay? Because that has been like, I have been getting bombarded with comments from people saying, girl, that house is not from the 80s. I just get my numbers mixed up. I get my letters mixed up, okay? The house was built in 1891. I am so
Thank
sorry.
you, baby Shamu. Can't breathe.
I am so sorry that I murdered your name. Baby Sashmo. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm trying so hard to keep it rolling. I'm trying hard to keep it together, period.
Oh God.
I'm
need
crying
water.
now.
I need water. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're crying too.
Baby
Dessert
Shamu.
Holly. We're crying too. Jesus Christ. The guys, these are actually real tears right now. My God.
I can't hold on. I got
Wow,
Oh,
we actually
shit.
have more people that have just joined. Like 10 more people. They're probably like, what the hell is going on right now?
I can't. I can never look at Shamu the same.
Oh my God. Okay, right. On to the
Sorry.
next thing. We need to
Okay.
move on. We need to move on. Guys.
Oh my God.
I have something else for you.
Oh, that was so funny. Are we in outer space?
We are in outer space.
I actually can't breathe.
No, me neither.
I need
All right,
more water.
guys. Hold on. I genuinely, I need to drink some water too. I'm so sorry for this quick break.
Hey guys, I just want everyone to know you are almost enough. Okay. If you're struggling, you're almost enough. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God. Thank you, Dakota, for the $1. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
Oh,
hold on. Baby Shamu fucking gifting out memberships.
Dang. That's
Sorry.
kind of you. Thank you, baby Shamu.
I'm sorry, Kathy. Hold on. Let me go back up. There you go.
Oh no, I was just saying Kathy said that she laughed out loud that she scared Winston. Winston's her little dog. He's so cute.
Oh no.
My visions actually went blurry. I can't even read the comments right now. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Also, guys, I do want to say that my dad's staying with me tonight. He's not in right now, but I don't know when he's going to be coming home, but I told him because so many of you guys have been asking how he's doing ever since his stroke a couple of months ago. That was really, really hard.
Yeah.
But I was like, I did mention to him if he did want to jump on when he's back and just say hi to you guys, he's more than welcome to. So we might have a little bit of a special guest come on as well.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
love it.
everyone's just been so sweet and so nice and had him in their prayers, and it's just like, yeah, he's still struggling, so definitely he loves that kind of. I think that support could really help him, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That'd be so exciting.
Um.
Bring Pop on.
Yeah, we'll try. I've not heard the front door go yet. So also guys, just so you know, I have also like the reason why I'm so discombobulated today is I've not been like editing or anything like that. I've been spending time with my nephew. We never done our weekly catch up. We need to do our weekly catch up. Although mine's is literally pretty boring. Well,
Let's
not
hear it.
boring. I mean, maybe to everybody else, not boring for me though. But yeah, I've just been hanging out with my nephew, chilling, taking like a much needed week off, and it's felt really, really good. So
That's
yeah,
good.
not really done much. Went to the zoo, saw some capuchin monkeys.
I haven't done much, but I went to the zoo. It sounds like you're doing stuff.
I went to the zoo.
That's doing stuff. That's exciting. The zoo.
To be fair though, I am actually like I've turned into I used to be a massive extrovert and now I'm a huge introvert. Not when it comes to like public speaking and stuff like that as much, but when it just comes to like going out to do anything, I'm like I always if I have a day, all I want to do is stay inside and just do nothing. If I could just lay in bed for an entire day, like that is perfect. Preferably with like a video game or something like that, but that's like the perfect day for me. What about your week? Or I guess the past 2 weeks.
Well, first I was gonna ask, what's your game of choice right now? Your video game of choice.
You're not gonna do this to me. Because you guys know that I was on a huge Baldur's Gate kick and I almost completed it, and then I just put it down and I've been playing Planet Zoo. That's why I went to the zoo.
You and the animals right now. I can't. You're like, I have to go to the zoo now.
No, I literally went to the zoo so I could get inspo. I said that when I was there. I was like, oh, I'm getting some really good inspiration for my zoo.
That's hilarious.
Also, Kathy, I do really fast want to let you guys know that there has been activity ever since my nephew. He's only like 17. Him and his girlfriend, she just turned 17. They came over for her birthday, so they're going to be here for a couple of weeks. And he knows about the activity because when my sister stays, his mom, she obviously tells him like what's going on. And for those of you who don't know, I don't have a lot of activity in my house that happens on the regular or anything like that. But when I have a guest staying, the previous owner who passed away in the home, he definitely likes to make his presence known. He doesn't really love guests staying over. And that's when activity gets crazy, like really, really wild. But since they've been here, only 2 things have happened. But what's very interesting is the 2 things that happened were both when me and my nephew Tyler were in the living room by ourselves. And it does kind of remind me a little bit of when my brother was over here, because there's usually 4 of us in the house at all times, right? But anytime that there was like activity going on, apart from maybe a couple times, but it would just be me and my brother that was in the house by ourselves, which again never happens very often. So it's interesting that the activity happens in those moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically we had 3 birthdays this week. So I had my little happy birthday banner up above the electric fireplace. It wasn't on, by the way. That's a very important part. Hadn't been on at all. And there was some balloons that were like around it. There was 4 balloons, and the balloons had only been blown up for a day, and they weren't helium. It was literally just air. And me and Tyler were just sitting talking, and all of a sudden one of the balloons just popped like out of nowhere. And we both just kind of looked at each other, and I was like, right, well, now I need to have a conversation with somebody real fast. And then the second time was a couple of days ago. I was cleaning the house and I had Spotify on my TV and I had it up pretty loud, and it was just me and Tyler. He was sitting in the living room and I was cleaning up the living room. And then just honestly out of nowhere, I'd had the music on for like a couple hours, and out of nowhere the TV just turned off. And he's like, he had the remote sitting on a table next to him, and he like thought that I had turned off the TV, and I was like, no, I thought you turned off the TV. But it just seemed like the ghost just didn't like the music. I don't know what it is, but I believe that when there is activity, it's showing that specific person for a reason, because nothing weird's happened whilst his girlfriend's been around, and I believe that's genuinely because A, she might just not be ready for that, like, and B, she's quite scared about, you know, ghosts and spirits and all that. So
Yeah.
I think he's also being respectful, like he doesn't want to scare her, but maybe Tyler is a little bit more kind of curious deep down, and he's not told me about it or that, and that's the reason why this is happening. And
that makes sense. I mean, you know, Dennis likes to open himself up when the time is right. And it seems like it's right now.
Yeah. But just for future reference, we don't say his name. I thought you knew that. Sorry. Just because he's a real person. Just because, like, I've always been
sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
I meant to say tennis.
Listen, like, it's just
I'm
like,
so sorry.
No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. I guess it's out there now. But like, I always just call him like the ghost. I don't think I've ever said his name because I'm like scared in case the family that used to live here is like, what?
Well, sorry guys, that was entertainment purposes only. That was for entertainment purposes only.
No, but that's good though. We'll just call him Tennis from now on. So Tennis.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is great. I do want to talk to the neighbors soon about the person that used to live here. I've not asked my neighbors anything about it or anything like that, but I'm just curious because I know that they knew him personally, so I'm just curious if they've ever heard of anything that happened in the house from the previous family after he passed away. So, because he's here and he's present strong. Again, I can't, like, you know, I might be completely wrong. It really might not be him. Like, it might not be him, but it's something's doing something in my house, and it's only when guests are here. So,
yeah,
crazy. There's a woman there too, real fast. You know, I've had a couple of mediums come in now, and three technically, including Mandy. And I always get told that there's the guy who used to live here. He's like the strongest, most prominent one. And there's also something like kind of like a little bit darker that likes to stay away. That's kind of in the kitchen, the complete opposite other side of the house. There's a weird threshold there. And then there's a woman as well. I don't know who the woman is. The only thing that I could think of is maybe my Nana. I don't know if she's actually connected to me. The only reason I say that though is because, you know, we've had a couple of experiences where it seems like she might be in the house in that time. Like if you talk about her, something will happen, kind of thing like that. Yeah. So, yeah. So thank you, Dakota. Thank you so much for your donation. We appreciate you guys so much. I'm gonna go pull the PayPal back up again. So if you guys want to donate through PayPal, we'll get that instantly. And then that is going to go towards our gas and food, things like that for our upcoming trip. And we're leaving on Saturday. So thank you, Kathy. Keep kicking butts. We will keep kicking butts, Kathy. And then real fast, Mandy, how was your past 2 weeks?
I'm not going to lie, guys. It's been a little rough. I've been trying to play a lot of video games to decompress. Currently playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's not decompressing me because my horse keeps fucking dying in the game. So not helping.
That's so sad, girl.
I'm so upset. I like build a relationship with the fucking horse, and then somebody shoots it, and then I'm like, so I'm.
Did you see that somebody mentioned that you look like Sadie Adler or Sadie Adler from Red Dead? She's a character from Red Dead Redemption, and she's got like the cowboy hat and like a side blonde ponytail.
Oh, I know. No, you guys, stop.
What? Is everyone agreeing?
Yeah. No. I don't know. It's just like, no. You guys, I really want to be a video game character. Make it happen. Help me.
I'm gonna Google it real fast.
Please do. Please do.
Just so everybody's
Thank you, Flopper Cup. I appreciate you for the super sticker. I play on Xbox. I have a PS4, but I can't stand my PS4 anymore. I usually play COD. I'm a big, I love COD online. I love GTA online. I like shooting people online. That sounds so bad. I like playing video games like that.
Can you see it, Emma Sharon?
That doesn't look anything like me. You guys are so funny.
What? Oh. I don't know.
Like
that looks like you to me.
What? No.
I guess if you put a cowboy hat on, you could totally do some like cosplaying.
Ooh. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh no.
Okay,
what did I do? Okay. Thank you, Flipper Cup, for your donation. So sweet, so kind. What else? So you've been playing some Red Dead.
So I've just been trying and then getting ready for this trip because it came up so quick. And just trying to get everything together. Going through some stuff with my family. It just kind of seems like one thing after another. But keep my brother in your thoughts, you guys, because he had a pretty severe work accident and he's on the mend, but it's going to be a very slow recovery. So it's very, very stressful because me and my brother were like this. Like my brother is literally my other half. So I'm not handling it super well. So it's just been a rough 2 weeks for sure. So, but the video games, well, they were helping.
Yeah.
I like to think they will help again. And I know that this trip will help too. So I'm really excited to just kind of get my mind off of things and do what we do best. So
it's been so bizarre because it feels like we're doing really well, right? I mean, like we have things figured out. Like Ghost Club's doing really well. We love doing Ghost Club, and it's like the more the better it gets with Ghost Club, it's like the more personal stuff is happening with us. It's really, really weird. I mean, just like really, I mean, the past couple of months for us both have been like really crazy. In the sense of like just unfortunate things happening with us and our families. That just seem like way too odd. Maybe somebody cursed us. We're like,
it's starting to feel that way, you guys.
Who's cursing us? Reverse it. Reverse it now.
Take it back. Yeah, it just seems like we kind of got hit pretty hard. Like you got hit, then I got hit, then you got hit, then I got hit. We just keep getting like hit with stuff. But you know, it's also been very what's the word I'm looking for? Like cathartic, being able to talk about it on here with everybody. Cause, you know, I don't have a ton of relationships in my life, and so and I'm a very open, transparent person. I know you are, and so it's nice to be able to talk to people. Like, we see the same names and faces like in our lives every week and supporting us. So it's nice to feel like these are all my friends that I can talk to about like what's happening in our lives, and there's always going to be that support, which is really, really cool. So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, one big thing that's kind of going on with me right now is the schools are supposed to, like, in case people don't know this, I'm sure most people do, but I'm an educator, so I work at an elementary school, and we've been on summer break for the past couple of months, but I have not received any messages or anything like that to go back. And I'm kind of like, ugh, I kind of saw it coming. It's not like I got fired or anything like that, because I'm a yearly contract, but it's like I kind of saw it coming because ever since our Kansas trip, it was ever since our Kansas trip, we got back. I got bronchitis from our Kansas trip. I was off for 2 weeks, and then I went back to school we had spring break. That's when we done the Kansas trip. I had like a couple weeks off for spring break, so that's when we filmed that. Came back, had bronchitis for literally like 2 weeks. It was awful, like one of the most sick I've ever been. And then I went back to school for a week, but because I was still on steroids for the bronchitis, I ended up getting like they had a cold going around, but it ended up affecting me really, really, really bad. So I was off for like another like week and a half, 2 weeks. And then I just got back to work, and I'd been at work for 3 days. And then that's when my dad's stroke happened. And then I was off for the last 3 weeks leading up to summer. So I mean, like, the amount of time that I had off was just like, and it's just life fucking I guess. Like, I don't know a better way to say it. It's like you just there's no other option,
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't go into work like sick, especially at school. And then what
Yeah.
happens when something happens to your family? Like, you're going to be there for them.
Of course. Of course.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I'm not like, it's not like no hard feelings or that. So if anyone's hiring, I'm kidding, but not really.
They always say, rejection is redirection, right? So like, if it's not working out for you there's a reason for it. And I hope that reason comes soon. Like
Yeah.
Michelle said here, GCP is going to be successful. So
Thank you, by the way, Heather, so much. $50 donated by Heather right now. That's crazy. And I love
thank you, Heather.
I love your
Oh yeah, the
jack-o'-lantern.
pumpkin. That's what's up.
This year
Thank you
has
so
been a
much.
crazy spiritual journey for me, and you guys have made it better. That actually means so, so much to me. You have no idea. I know that I get a lot of emails. It's always the emails that get me, man. Like, I get emails for Ghost Club, and they're usually quite long, and the things that are said in those emails by our viewers just hit me in like this whole other, like, it's crazy. Obviously I can't share them, like, that's like personal to them,
Yeah.
but it's just like, wow, like, I never thought that we would be affecting people in that way, but it makes sense because our viewers affect me in that way too. Like, I genuinely love every single person that watches, and I've built so many friendships from people on the internet that some of them, including you, like, I mean, you just never know where these journeys are going to take you, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
But we're always very open to meeting new people. A lot of people are asking, like, would you take a viewer on an investigation with you guys? And it's like, we're literally down for anything, honestly. And then Douglas, who's always in the live chat, apart from tonight, because I think he's working, but he like I've offered him to come down and take some photos. You didn't know this, by the way, so this is news to you as well.
And
But
I was like, oh, cool.
when we're in a certain state in a couple of weeks, he lives nearby. So I was like, just come down. Like, if you want to take some photos and stuff like that, that's fine. So yeah,
That's what's up.
any chance we can, you know.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So
I
long
love
time
it.
viewer there as well. So really cool.
That's cool. That's exciting.
So yeah, everybody, just like letting you guys know, and if your year is going anything like ours, it feels like you're trapped inside a tornado, and then the second the tornado like stops, the sun comes out, everything's great, something amazing happens, and then it's just like, oh, another tornado, here we go, and then it's
Here we
just
go
that's.
again.
But oh my gosh, that is so weird because I just used that analogy. But when we manifested Year of the Storm at the start of the year, that's literally how it's been. We manifested Year of the Storm.
We did manifest that.
But I didn't mean it that literally.
Like, you can settle down now. But no, I think it's a good reminder too. Like, I know I saw a couple comments about this. Like, it's so easy to see stuff on social media and compare, right? And like, because when you're on social media, you're posting all the happy stuff, right? So people are seeing the best of the best. And especially when you're going through a lot of stuff, it's really easy to get like down in the dumps because of that. And so, like, I know the other day I posted, I struggle with depression. I always have since I was a kid. So I posted that I was having a really shit day with my depression. And it wasn't it wasn't meant to be like a pick me situation. Like, please feel for me. It was just meant to show you guys like, hey, like, I do have a lot of fun on social media and stuff, but I'm human too. And like, we're all going through shit, no matter how different it may look, we're all struggling. I think we all are struggling in our own ways. So we're really not alone in that. It's been a tough, it hasn't just been a tough year. It's been a tough few years. I feel like even, basically since before COVID. I just feel like life's been hard. I don't know about you. Life has just had its ups and downs. But we're definitely all in this together. So
yeah.
we break out in song and we all in this together. No? Okay.
I will say this is I was aware of the issues that Mandy has dealt with in the past with depression and stuff like that. So I know I don't have to like say this because I know everybody in the chat here like knows you're not lying about that or anything. But like Mandy would not just say that just to say that. Like it's been rough. But yeah, I remember that was like a serious conversation when we were starting off with Ghost Club, the both of us, and it gave me so much anxiety. We've talked about this as well, though. It's like it gave me so much anxiety because I didn't. Not that I've never been depressed in my entire life or anything like that, but I'm also, it doesn't affect me like it affects you kind of thing. And I was so nervous that you join Ghost Club and everything's great, like, because I've seen it happen before with Ghost Club, with other people that I've collaborated with who were supposed to be joining, things like that. It's like, wow, this is amazing, this is so much fun, and it is amazing, and it is so much fun, but then it's like, it calms down for them, and then it's like, well, nah, like maybe we should be doing this or that, and then start to try and take control over certain like areas like of Ghost Club or just in general.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me, but I know that you wouldn't do that, but it's like another really good example.
Well, yeah, you didn't know me, you didn't know like
it's just kind of like Ghost Club is fun, investigating is fun, filming is fun, all that great stuff. But there's also going to be moments where it's not so fun, and it's kind of, you guys know this from our Kansas trips. There was definitely a few moments that weren't so fun, and just making sure that like you could handle that, and hopefully your passion to do this for YouTube doesn't fade. And all I can say is, like, I talked to you about this recently, and I was like, I'm so, so glad that you have just stayed the exact same since starting with Ghost Club, and you're just as passionate about it as you were day one, because I feel like that's how I've been. And I've
Mhm.
not, there's a lot of other people that I know who just kind of fall off the bandwagon after a while. They're over it. They want to try something else, you know?
Yeah.
And you were like, "Well, yeah, why wouldn't it be? It literally cures my depression." And I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" Like, I did not expect you to say that. I'm, like, actually gonna cry because that's so sad.
No.
It makes me so happy.
Oh, thank
Why
you.
am I crying?
That's so
Jesus.
nice. That's so
Yeah,
nice. No, and I appreciate that because this is like, not to get sappy, but I've said this before, the paranormal literally has saved my life. Like,
yeah,
saved my life. I've had a few attempts in the past, and very, very poorly unsuccessful attempts. And I've struggled with my, anxiety and depression, and then being a medium and being so open to things. It's been hard. Um, but the paranormal is the one thing that's been a constant in my life since I was a child. It's the one thing that's been there for me my whole life. And so I've really dedicated, like, people like to say stuff about us and about Ghost Club, and like, we're
yeah,
fake and all this stuff. And it's like, it doesn't matter because I've literally, like, this is my life's work. Like, I've one of my life's work. I've
yeah,
dedicated, just like you, so much time, money, energy, because it's such a passion and it's been there. It gave me purpose. This has given me purpose. And so when I say, like, it cures my depression, like, my depression is worse when I'm not doing this. And this is like, ever since I've joined Ghost Club with you, my depression has been at bay. Like, I still have my moments, and you know that, but like,
yeah,
I've been infinitely better and more consistent and more happy because I'm doing something that I love so much with my best friend,
mhm,
and you support me, and we have so much support. And it's been like, it's really changed my life. And I'm still gonna struggle. I'm still gonna have my days, but I'm finally moving into a space that I haven't experienced ever,
yeah,
which is just like for the first time, I'm like content in my life. Like, I'm feeling pretty, like, I will always want more, but I'm feeling content. And it's been so great. And I appreciate you opening up and sharing that with me, and with everybody here. Cause, it's nice to know, like, that I am loved, and
yeah.
that this is real, and that, like, our love and passion for this is so real. So I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah.
I love you, girl.
God, where's baby Shamu when you need it?
Where's baby Shamu when you need him? Where is he?
My problem is, like, when I, like, even shed one tear, like, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop,
No,
but
no,
no,
it's okay.
I'm so glad that you're here on the journey with me. I literally, like, not even gonna lie, I swear to God, I thought I just saw a fucking man standing right next to me when I turned around.
Oh, it's
I
good,
don't know.
man. It's a
Tennis?
good man.
Tennis?
Tennis,
Is
are
that
you here? Tennis is like, I'll cure your
Tennis is
depression.
like
Here we go.
Tennis is like watching, like, and she's a good guest. I like her. Yeah, I don't mind that one.
He's so nice to me all the time. I like him a lot. um,
Um, yeah. So I don't even know. Like, I've completely lost my train of thought. I don't even know where we were, but just talking about how much you guys mean to us.
we're just having a moment. We're just grateful. We're happy to
Yeah.
be here. We're all struggling in our own ways, but the paranormal somehow makes it all worthwhile,
Yeah.
and gives people purpose. It really does. Because you're connecting with the afterlife. So it's going to give you purpose, and excitement. So
Yeah.
happy to be here.
All right. Let's get into some chat. Let's get into some dreaming chat. Let's get into some premonition chat. I want to know everything about this. It's such a good topic. I don't know if it's interesting to you guys, but it's interesting to me. I've been having a lot of comments from our previous episode saying, I'm going to turn the music off because I can never concentrate. Yeah,
Okay,
I've had a
there
lot
is
of
music.
comments.
I thought I could hear music, and I was like,
Yeah,
I think it's coming from you.
it is. So yeah, I've had a few comments from our previous episodes after the brighter voice happens. And just guys, if you haven't watched that episode, link is in the description. Please go ahead and check it out. It's actually been a very popular episode of ours right off the bat. A lot of people enjoyed that episode. It was very consistent and just a very interesting location story, and we weren't expecting it, so that's even more fun. But there's this moment in the episode, we talked about it earlier, where we're just kind of messing about. Mandy's setting up her camera and she's messing about with the light on her camera, and she says brighter, like she wants to know if I want it brighter or lower. And there's like a moment, like a pause, and then you hear this creepy voice say brighter. Does everybody know what part we're talking about? I feel like I should have probably had it set up so people could actually see, but I don't
it
even have
seems like a lot of people know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then so this creepy, the only thing you could call it is like a demonic voice, whether you believe in demons or not. Like it was so scary. And then I say brighter in a weird voice, basically mimicking this voice that just came through. And then I say, oh, where did that come from? Like I was confused in the morning, in the moment, like, why did I say it like that? That's so weird and creepy of me.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Like,
Why are you being a
because
weirdo?
no, seriously, like, because I'm not trying to like put that out there. Like, that's not the type of investigation that I was wanting to experience that night anyway. So why manifest it, right? So yeah, the comments have basically been, this just kind of goes to show how sensitive Jade is with spirit. And it is very true. Like for a lot of our episodes, obviously I want Mandy's opinion on like everything. I want to know what she's thinking. I want to know her thoughts and feelings. She has been a trained medium for a very long time. Like she's a professional, she's worked with the best. And you've also taught me a lot as well. I am definitely sensitive, although I've never worked on any sort of like mediumship or anything like that. I remember the only person before I met you that I could talk to about this was Samantha, who I believe is still in the chat, and she would kind of walk me through certain things. But there's been a big part of my life where I can't explain it, but I feel like I'm like a full-blown medium, but only when I'm sleeping. Like, that's the only way I can describe it, because I can't, like, turn it on, turn it off, like, whenever I want or anything like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get these, like, random, just, like, knowingly, like, I'm just like, "No, no," like, you guys have seen it as well in the episodes, like, for a good example is, like, Clown Motel, the doll. You know, like out of all those dolls, I was like, this doll, there's something with this doll. Later on, we find out that that's actually the previous owner. Somebody made it for him, and his spirit's supposed to be in that doll. Like crazy stuff like that, right? And crazy stuff like that that just doesn't seem so coincidental. And it got me wanting to talk about this, because this is a part of my life that I do not understand in the slightest. So I think that you could definitely help me out with understanding this. But I do want to let everybody know that I've definitely had the craziest, strongest premonition dreams. And then the next morning, they come true. I've got it kind of down to a point now where first off, I didn't know if something was a premonition or a regular dream. Now I understand what's a premonition and what's a dream just from waking up and going, that was a premonition. And those dreams or premonitions, I write them down on the notes of my phone as well. So if I wake up in the middle of the night and I feel like I'm having a premonition dream, I'll just get my notes up and I'll say, like, quick note. And then the next day, when it surely happens, it's like I have it in my notes. You know, I have the date, I have the time, like, just to show that is a premonition that I had.
Yeah.
And it was, I had some premonitions. The more recent ones have been deaths. I don't know why, but the death thing one is like, it's happened twice. It happened twice in a year. First it was my nana, and then it was my granddad, my dad's dad. And it's basically a feeling of me dying. And I don't know if you guys know, but I have died before. So I know that feeling, and it's the feeling of dying. We've talked about it before on the live stream. Sorry, I'm rambling. But the second time it happened was bizarre because I woke up, I had this dream that I was falling, I was dying, and I kept on waking up, and I was like, oh my God, I know what this is. Somebody's just died. So I get my notes and I write, somebody's died, and I put my phone down. And then the next morning, I'm just waiting for somebody to be like, somebody's died. And honestly, I thought it was like my fiance's, like, because I was like, who could it be on my side? Like my mom or my dad, and that's pretty much about it. It felt older to me anyway in the dream, and I was like, the only person I could think of was, and it sounded so bad, but it was like my fiance's parents, like one of them, and I was like, just the entire day I was so scared, I was so nervous, but nothing. Like, and then it was around like the afternoon, and I went to work, and everything was fine, and then I get a call from my dad. And he calls me and he's like, hey, like, my dad just died. Like, your grandpa just died. And I was like, whoa, like, didn't even think about him. Like, I've actually never, you know, it's crazy. Like, I've never really had like a proper relationship with him or anything like that. So I could understand it with my nana, because me and my nana were literally like, we lived together, she brought me up, all that stuff. But to somebody who I never really had like a big relationship with, I was kind of taken back by it. But again, it's just like, it just really threw me for a loop, because I was like, I can't believe that I've wrote that in my notes again and it's actually happened.
Yeah.
I also had a premonition. My uncle, he got in a motorcycle accident and he was in a coma for over 3 months. And they were like, he's not going to live. He had to get brain surgery and stuff like that. And I had a premonition that that was going to happen the night before. And things that are just way too on point. I dreamed that Michael Jackson died. I know that that's a really stupid one, but the night that that was probably my first ever premonition dream that I can remember. Is, I think I was like 16 at the time, but I've always thought about that, and I'm like, well, was the news on like downstairs, and it maybe traveled and I could hear it, possibly. But I definitely had a dream that I was with Michael Jackson and we were shopping for rugs. And I was asking him how it was to be Michael Jackson. And then I woke up, and like 5 minutes later, I find out that Michael Jackson died. Like, that was weird.
That's crazy.
Could have been a massive coincidence. I don't think that I'm chilling with Michael Jackson in the astral world.
That's definitely not a coincidence.
I don't know. Never dreamed about Michael Jackson before or since then. So, but no, the other ones for sure, like my family ones, like those were obviously that's not on the news. That's not making headlines, you know?
Yeah.
And those are the ones that kind of, the death ones are definitely a little scarier. But I wanted to tell a story of this one premonition that I had, and this one's really crazy. So I used to be a makeup artist for Dior. I was the manager there, and I was working in a mall. It was the Thousand Oaks Mall, and it's here in Ventura County in California. And I was doing this woman's makeup. Well, first off, I'll tell you my dream, right? I woke up, and this is in the moment when I found out what the difference is between a dream and a premonition. I told my fiance, because I always made sure I told him first, because again, he's not a massive believer. He is a bit of a skeptic himself. So I have to tell him when I have these dreams. I told him that I had this dream, and what it was basically I was in a big warehouse, and there was a shooter, and there was something going on, and this massive crowd of people freaking out. And I remember trying to like run and find cover, and I found like a storage room. That's the only way I could like explain it. It was like a storage room or something. I remember getting in the storage room, and I remember so specifically, I was the only person out of hundreds of people who had a phone. And I get in the storage room and I try and call my fiance, and he answers and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, "You have to find me. You have to find me. There's a shooter. There's a shooting. Like, you have to find me right now. I'm hiding. I'm hiding." And he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know where I am." And I was like, "I'm just in this like warehouse. I don't know where I am." And he's like, "Well, hold on. Like, just like drop a pin on your phone and I'll come pick you up." And I'm like looking at my phone, and it was weird because then that's when the dream started to get blurry. Like my finger couldn't actually like touch the phone. It was bizarre. And then I woke up, and the next morning I tell my fiance about this, and I'm like, it was a really very specific, very strange dream, and I feel like there's something to this. Well, anyway, that morning I get ready for work. I'm doing a whole makeover on this one woman, and I remember so specifically, I worked in the mall. It was the place where I worked was all the way at the very end of the mall. So when you look out the big double doors, it's just the entire mall. You got the food court, you got like Starbucks, like you could see all the way down the mall. And I've got my back to the mall, and I'm putting the makeup on her. Then all of a sudden, I like go to like do her mascara or something, and she pulls away, and I'm like get a little bit closer, and she pulls away again, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And then she like, I remember so specifically, she like looks over my shoulder and she just goes white. And so I turn around, and there is just a sea of people running through the mall. It looked like they were shooting a movie or something like that. So many people running towards our store, because we were the very end store, and just knocking over tables, like just parents grabbing their kids and just dragging them, like. And I just remember everything kind of went slow motion, and like one person passed me, and then like another person ran past me, and then a third person, an older lady, ran by, and that's when I heard, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun." And all my employees turn around and they look at me and they go, "What do we do?" And I was like, "Run." Now we did have training. To be fair, I didn't follow the protocol. Um, I just told them to run. Like, and I will not apologize for that. So as I'm leaving my store, I have to tell everybody, "Please exit now, exit now." And everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, "Just please, please get out, get out." And then I go to leave, and all of it felt weird because it felt like I was in the dream, and I didn't know if I was dreaming or not in this moment. And I go and I stop right at the exit, and I turn around to go back inside the building. It was the weirdest thing ever. And then my friend, who was a manager at another makeup counter, she like runs over and she goes, "Jade, Jade, like, what are you doing?" And she grabs me and just pulls me, and we just make a run for it across the parking lot. We run across the street, we stop traffic, and then we find a grocery store. And we get in the grocery store and we run to the bathroom. We tell the clerks at the front, like, "Lock up," kind of thing. We run to the bathroom, and then that's when I take my phone out and I'm like, "Okay, like, call," because she was freaking out because her employee was at the coffee shop where all of this was going on. So she was like, "Oh my God, is she okay?" And I went, "Go call her." She went, "I don't have a phone." And I was like, "You don't have a phone?" She's like, "No." She went, "I left my phone back at the shop." And she was, oh no, she gave it to her friend, her employee that was going to get coffee to use her like rewards points. She was like, "She has my phone. I can't call her." And I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, this is all starting to make sense. Like my dream, like I'm the only one with a phone.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any of her contacts. And obviously her parents and everyone was worried about her trying to call her. So then I call my fiance and I tell him, he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Because we had just moved to that area and I didn't know the off ramps from the freeways. Like, I didn't know what street we were on. And he was like, "What do you mean you don't know?" And I'm like, I don't know where we are. Like, I don't know where I am. And it was like, everything was just so perfectly, like, pretty much placed. And now I realize the warehouse that I was dreaming about was the mall. And,
Mhm.
there was a shooting that happened. Luckily, I'm not gonna say luckily because it's not lucky for anybody in this situation. Somebody died. Um, but in the moment, I will say this, in the moment, nobody knew if it was one shooter or multiple. And, our lives probably gonna get taken down now, by the way, the amount of times I've said shooter. Um,
Whoops.
but yeah, I
Scooter.
did Scooter. Wow.
Sorry. Sorry. That time.
Um, yeah, there was one shooter, and basically what had happened was all the way on the other side of the mall, um, there was a girl working in a store, and that was her, I believe, her ex-husband, or maybe they were just separated, but they had a couple of kids and that, and he came in and he shot her, in the head and then shot himself. He wasn't very successful at, shooting himself. So he's still alive to this day, but that's all what basically happened was everybody heard the gunshots and nobody knew what was going on and everybody just ran, and that was the first time I'd ever experienced anything like that, and it was really, really scary. And that was probably the craziest premonition that I've had, uh, for sure. So I want to know, like, what's your thoughts on that? Premonitions in general. Like, what does that even mean? How are we even able to? I'm sure there's so many people in this live chat right now who have also had stuff like this happen to them. I don't think
Sure.
that it's uncommon. So what is it?
Well,
Like
I
you
mean,
have all the answers. Like,
no, let me help you out here. Well, so that's the hard part, right? Nobody really knows. We're still understanding dreams. However, I will say, first off, um, I don't know if other people have terms for this. This is my term for it. I call people like you the dreamers. It's very simple. It's people who are really, really active in their dreams. And like you're connecting with the other side in your dreams essentially. A lot of dreamers are also claircognizant, which is basically you just know things,
mhm,
and also clairvoyant, like you can see things and things like that. Um, but it's essentially just a knowing about. So backtracking, it's just that knowing. So like you'll just know things. You'll just like know the story about what's happening at a location. That's what that claircognizance is. Um, that's not something that's trained. It's just an innate ability that you have. You can work on it through confidence, but you can't really. It's not like the other ones. It's much harder to like harness in and train. Um, but yeah, you're what I call a dreamer. So in my belief system, when we go to sleep, the ego completely goes away and we can I our souls don't stay in one place. Our souls travel. And you do work in your sleep. So if you've ever, had a full night of sleep, 8 hours, and you wake up and you're still so exhausted, it's very
mhm,
possible that again, not a doctor, don't diagnose. There could be other things underlying, but it's very possible that you were doing a lot of work in your sleep. So our souls have shit to do. We have places to be, people to go to. There's tons of meetups, very like spiritual places that people will all meet up. Hence why people will have dreams with each other and like, or dreams about
mhm,
other people. You'll share dreams, things like that. But as far as like premonitions, that's a hard one because um it's one of those things where spirit, I truly believe, will give like everybody has the ability to connect to the other side in their sleep.
mhm,
Everybody. When it comes to premonitions, I truly believe that spirit opens that up for people at any point in time. I think that anybody could have it, but people who keep having it recurringly, it's one of those things where I still haven't quite figured out if spirit wants you to do something with that
Yeah.
or if it's just happening. Now, when it comes to when I say if they want you to do something with that, some people will take it and they will actually be like, I had this happen, keep an eye out for this. But for others, like that premonition, they obviously showed you that to help prepare you for that situation, right? Like that's how I interpret it
Yeah.
as like you could recognize what was happening in that moment and have an exit way out. I'd be curious to hear if anybody else who was at the mall at the time also had a premonition about that
Oh,
happening.
that would be
I'd be
crazy.
curious to see. And it has nothing to do with like, just because it didn't happen for somebody, spirit was, didn't want them to be prepared. No, that's like not what I'm saying. It's just that some people are really, really connected to the other side, especially in dreams, especially when they're sleeping. And so you do have access to things like that. And
Yeah.
it may not even be spirit, your higher self, your subconscious, your 5D self may be passing along that information to you, right? Because we don't know exactly where it's coming from. So it's not like somebody just picked it. It could be literally your higher self being like, here's this information that you need to know. Like, you need to know this. It's just up to you whether it's like how you interpret it, right? Like, how are you going to open up and interpret this? And what are you going to do with it? So it's very confusing and we're still trying to figure it out. I don't think we'll ever truly know. I think it's going to come down to more how it makes you feel and what the meaning is for you. Because for me, it could be something completely different.
Yeah.
How you interpret it.
Well, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but it was very interesting, like the timing of that, because not even a month later, so I lived right by the mall. And there was this bar right round the corner from my house, only like a street away, that we used to go to all the time. It's called Borderline. And a lot of I don't know if you guys have heard about this, especially maybe if you lived in the US, but not even a month later, there was a mass shooting in Borderline, and a lot of people lost their lives there. Um, a lot of young people, and I was actually supposed to be going there. Um, and that like it's just crazy to me that like all of this. I remember so specifically. It was I was supposed to be going with three of my girlfriends, and then we ended up not doing it. I can't even remember the reason why we ended up not going out. And I was laying in bed and it was like 11 o'clock, and all of a sudden I heard like a siren, and then another siren, and then another siren, and then a helicopter, and more sirens. And it was, it hadn't even been a month since I'd heard all of that. So the second I heard all of that going on, I was like, I know that something's going on. And instantly opened up. I can't remember if it was like the Nextdoor app or just the news or whatever, and found out that there had been like a mass shooting that had happened there. And it doesn't even matter if I was supposed to go there or not. You know what I mean? Like it's the reality is like real people lost their lives in that. And it's just wild to me that we just had like my town just had these two crazy tragedies that just happened. I just wonder if it's, like, linked in any sort of way. And then actually I remember which is even crazier, um, God, that was a rough year for sure. Um, the news reporter was reporting from outside the shooter's house. He was a younger guy, and as she was reporting outside the house, I remember this so clearly. There's like the cameraman is like filming her this way, and the house is in the background, and then she's like looks over and she's like, oh, on other news, it looks like there's a fire right there, we need to get out of here. And he like pans the camera, and the whole mountain's just on fire, and that was the Woolsey fire. Like, and everybody knows,
Yeah.
like, if you live in California, like the Woolsey fire took out so much. um and took out my work. I worked at a safari. It was done. Like,
Yeah.
it was so horrific that entire time, you know? So it was definitely preparing. I don't know if that specific dream was just preparing me for just straight up disaster. Because that's how those like next few months definitely planned out. I had to go back to Scotland. I personally couldn't handle it. I was like, this is like
Yeah.
America's American too much right now. And like I can't be around this. Like this is so scary. Like scary. Like stuff that I'm not used to growing up in a different country, you know. Not that anybody should get used to, especially shooting. Um but like wildfires, that was just another thing that was just like, my God, you know.
Yeah.
Um it was crazy. So yeah, I don't know if the dream had anything to do with that. But I feel like now thinking about it, it probably did. Like that was probably the bigger meaning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, totally. And that's the hard part is with dreams. I really truly believe that there's no one answer, right? Like there is no one answer. I don't care what anybody says. Like there's only your own interpretation of things, and I truly believe that that is going to look different for everybody. Like we could all kind of collectively agree on some things, but when it comes to this stuff, I genuinely feel like Michelle's asking here, how do you know if this is like spirits telling you this information
Right.
or your higher consciousness, and like why? Like that really depends on you and your connection. And that's something that you have to individually figure out. Now, like, of course, people like us, we can try to like tap in and help guide you. Like, I am interpreting what's happening to you, Jade, as your higher self is giving you these messages.
Mhm.
Um, Especially the premonitions. I think that that is literally a message from your higher self. That's how connected to your 5D that you are in your sleep. Hence why you're a
Interesting.
dreamer. You do your spirit work, and I use spirit loosely. You do your connecting with the other side, with the afterlife. You do that during your sleep for sure. Um, but as for you know like Michelle, I mean, I could tap in, but I can't tell you exactly because I genuinely believe that like for me, it's very different. And the reasons why my connections are very different. And it's gonna look very different for everybody, you know? Um, exactly. And you gotta think about it, right? Like if we're gonna get really deep in this rabbit hole, um we've got parallel lives happening at the same time. We've got so much crossing, like fucking matrix. We got so much crossing and interacting. So who knows where we're going? I mean, and
Mhm.
that's where you have like that's where when you astral travel, right? You wake up and you remember where you went and you felt it and all that stuff. You got a glimpse into what you were doing. How can it be worked on though? I think that that's because Michelle, I feel you, Michelle. Like I get it. If it's up to you to figure out, you're never going to understand. I totally understand that. It's hard. It's a hard one, and that's something that takes time. I think that's going to be a lot of you connecting with yourself, with your spirit team, through whatever version of meditation that looks like for you. For some people, it's truly meditating. For others, it's taking a walk and connecting that way. It's laying down in a bed and allowing your mind to go, things like that. It's going to literally come down to you, connecting in and trying to figure out who's giving you this information and why. Um, so, sorry, what were you going to say? I feel like I'm going to say something. It's on your tip of your
I
tongue.
Oh no, I really wanted to talk about why we're even talking about this in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, so I talked about like my experiences only because I wanted people to know like I definitely am sensitive in some sort of way
Mm-hmm.
because of those alone. Like that is where
For sure.
I'm thriving
Always
in the spirit
stress.
world. Um
Because
but
your
something,
ego takes a step aside,
yeah,
right?
and
When
God
you're
knows I got a big ego.
like ego takes a step aside so you can fully let go when you're sleeping,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you like start doing shit and connect,
So I don't know. I'm actually gonna do a poll here real fast. Also, thank you so much for mods, Holly as well, for helping us control the conversation when we're telling these stories.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you. It's
so
so
my
hard.
question. Okay, so my question here is, have you ever shared a dream before? I'm curious to know, and this could be with anybody, it could be with a friend, it could be with a family member, a loved one, um, anything like that. I'm just really curious because Mandy and I shared the same dream. Now, we've shared a couple of dreams together. The first time we ever shared a dream, I would say, was when we came back from Kansas. We had a dream that we were investigating another one of Justin's properties that didn't even exist. Like he didn't have any other properties. But we were investigating like this new property that he had, and that was really specific. And then the next dream that we shared was only a few days ago, very, very recent. I posted about it on my Instagram. Guys, if you don't follow, it's at Ghost Club Paranormal. And again, follow at Miss Mandy Sue, because we're posting a lot over there. But yeah, I posted about it because I was like, did anybody else have a dream like this? Because this was the dream, guys. In my dream, I specifically was investigating. The only person that I saw clear was you, Mandy. You were definitely there. My dog Wilson was definitely there, and there was a bunch of people, like a big group of people, and I know that they were all there for investigating, and I know that they were all there for the paranormal. Like I feel like we knew them,
Mhm.
um, but maybe not like best friends or anything like that, but we knew them in some way, shape, or form. So we were investigating, and Mandy was with a guy specifically in my dream. This is my mess version, then you can tell yours. You were with a guy. I don't know if it was romantic or I don't know if it was just a friend. I just remember like you
Okay.
were kind of closer to this guy in some way. And
Hmm.
we all start splitting off in groups, and I'm trying to get all my equipment and paranormal investigation stuff, and I've got Wilson on a lead, and the guy turns around and he said, "Here, let me take Wilson for you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." So I gave him Wilson's lead, and I'm taking all the equipment, and I'm like the last person in the group. I can see everyone in front of me walking through this 3-story um haunted building. Kind of looked a little bit like Washoe Club, but it wasn't. I want to say that the walls were blue, like a very, very light, old dusty blue. And I remember outside, it was I know for a fact this location was rural, but outside there was mountains and there was some snow on top of the mountains. It was cold where we were in jackets. And anyway, so we're walking through the building, we're on the middle floor, and all of a sudden, this dog out of nowhere just runs by and it startles Wilson. And the guy who has Wilson on the lead wasn't holding onto it strong enough. And he let go of the lead. Wilson runs round to the next room, and you hear this massive crash. And I go in the room, and he's all curled up and he's all scared in the corner. And I'm like, oh my God, buddy, like, let's go, let's get out of here. So we go outside onto the street, and that's when I realized that he had a broken back and a twisted leg. And I was like trying to get everybody to like, I was like, I need a vet right now. I need to call a vet. And I'm calling the vet. I'm trying to find a emergency vet. And like nobody cared. Not one person cared, right? And I was getting really mad. And I was like, dude, like my dog, like, F this investigation. Like, I need
Yeah.
to get my dog to a vet right now. But everybody, I don't know if people had paid to be there or what, but anyway, everyone just wanted to investigate. Fair enough. So, and then I woke
Yeah.
up. Now, I didn't tell Mandy my dream at all. Mandy actually told me her dream, and it was the day after I'd had this dream, and it was very, very interesting. So you're gonna tell your side of the story, but also I do want to say real fast, anybody else who had a dream similar to that this week, please let us know because we're still trying to find out who these people were who we investigated with, because this was not just a dream. This felt different. So take it
Yeah.
away.
Oh no. So whenever I share dreams with people like this, it's almost like, how do I explain this? That we're experiencing the same thing, but I'm experiencing like not my version, like just like if I were to step into another room or you were to go into another room, like we would both have our own experiences,
Yes.
but we're still in the same building. Like
Yep.
that's how it was and that's how it's been whenever we've like shared dreams. But we were there. We were in a big ghost hunt. There were lots of people there.
Mhm.
I specifically recognized you and then Matt and Helena. Shout out. Um, Matt and Helena were there, and then Lindsay Paranormal was there. Chris Starr was there. A couple other people were there. So it was like just a bunch of people. And I specifically remember the lighting in this. We were not in like we were not investigating. We were taking a break. Like that's
Mhm.
where I entered into this space that I remember. We were taking a break in this like oddly lit space. It was like really like bright lights, and they were like these weird like light colored tables and just kind of just like if somebody threw together a like quickly an event with some tables and chairs. So we were just like sitting around having some snacks. It was cold because we were all wearing jackets, and just kind of talking about what was going on. And then I remember like specifically you leaving to go and with other people, like you left. And what was the weird part is there was a commotion about a dog and another dog. And I
Mhm.
didn't quite know what was going on. And I was like, well, that's weird. And like, but at the time, I didn't know it was like Wilson or anything. I just remember people like, oh, yeah, that dog and that other dog were like got into it or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Where did these dogs come from? Like,
Yeah.
like, what? That's weird. But you had already separated and you went off with other people. So,
Mhm.
like, I I didn't, so again, we're still in the same dream, but you're experiencing what you're experiencing. And I'm
Yeah.
still over here in the break room, like eating snacks and just trying to figure out what's going on. Um,
That's probably why I
but
was so mad. Nobody was helping me. Everyone's just chilling in the break room.
and I'm like, I'm at tech. I would have jumped right in, like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it was so crazy. And I still don't really I don't know where we were. All I know is that like this break room, it was kind of a big space. Like it was a big space. And like the hallway was dark, and so the hallway automatically led into like the darker part of the building.
Mhm.
Um just I don't know. It was definitely a bigger building for sure. Um so yeah, I like was like, "Oh, Jade, had another dream," because I have dreams about Jade all the time, but it's not often that we're in
Bet
them
you
together.
do.
So listen, um,
Bet you
but it's
do.
I love you.
Go on,
It's
sorry.
no, no, I do. I have dreams all the time with Jade. In them, and it's always investigation dreams, and we're always doing stuff. But this was the first time in a while that we both were in the
Yeah.
same space, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But we posted that, and some people reached out and said that they also had that same dream that they were also investigating with a bunch of people,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. What's interesting to me is sorry, one second. Is the owner of the All Saints Lunatic Asylum, Christy, she actually messaged me and she was like, "Wow, that's crazy because I had the exact same dream the exact same night." And her dream was she was with a group of people investigating. They were in this building, but it was a hospital. And as she's walking through the hallway with her group, she looks down another hallway and she sees it's like a morgue and there's corpses on on the like gurneys and on these tables, and they're all moaning and it's really really creepy. All the corpses are like kind of coming to life, and she sees her, can't remember if it's her niece or her nephew, on the other side of the morgue just sitting there by themselves. So she had to leave her group to go and make sure that her niece or nephew was okay. And
Yeah.
so I found that very interesting. She said that it was definitely a hospital and she was definitely with a group of people. Well, I had the only other person that reached out, because again, I had posted it to Instagram to see if anybody else had this dream. Um, Somebody else reached out and forgive me, I can't remember specifically who it was, but they said that they also had a very similar dream on the same night, but it was in a hospital. So I was like, "Okay, there we go." Like, I didn't know what
Mhm.
type of building it was that we were in. I just remember it being big and old, and, we were definitely on the 2nd floor. And for 2 people to come forward and say, "I
I've
had the
seen
exact
that.
same dream," and, because the 2nd person that came forward said that I was definitely in their dream. Something about a basement, something about, like, a dark spirit and stuff like that, but definitely a hospital. Um, it was really cool, like, just to be like, "Wow, like, is that how connected we really all are? Are we all
Mhm.
even the same person?" It's crazy.
But that's where when I talk about, like, 'cause when we talk about, where we go when we dream, like, of course, we have to deal with our subconscious mind and that so you can have, like, silly dreams or scary dreams and things like that that aren't real, and that's, you working through stuff. And then you also have the other side of things where you go places, and you can go places with other people and have meetups and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, and that's where you have, like, the big I'm sure you guys have experiences, the big main centers, so, like, a lot of
See,
people have been to uh-oh.
I didn't know about this, so I want you to definitely tell people about this. I had no idea this existed. Once you told me about this place, I was like, everything makes sense.
Okay, so there's what I call big spiritual and a lot of people will confirm this. There's big spiritual centers that our souls can go to, like, meet up. So, like, there's a spiritual library, there's a spiritual mall, there's a spiritual airport, there's a spiritual park. Like, and there's one other, I can't think of the other. If anyone knows, there's like 5, and they all look the same to everybody or just about the same to everybody. And a lot of people will have these same dreams where they're at these places, but um, a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah, I've been there. It looked like this," and you guys all, like the mall looks obviously like your standard mall, and it's where a lot of the
Yeah.
souls will actually go to, like, get together and do things. So, um, it's a thing, and so I like to think that what just happened with us and the other people, we essentially had this meetup, but instead of, like, one of the big spiritual centers, it was like 0.5% of the population decided to go to this abandoned hospital or something and
You
investigate
know,
all at the same time.
I am just like, it's like I feel like we were holding a spiritual event. Like,
Come on down.
it's crazy. Um, yeah, no, like I'm just very,
The
very nervous for the
pool, yeah.
day that I feel like we're actually going to be on an investigation and then it's gonna be like a holy shit moment. Like this is that dream. And same with the other dream that we shared as well about Justin's property. I'm so like nervous one day to go to like a cabin and be like, this is it. Like this is the house. Because I
I'm
feel like
waiting
there's
for that.
a yeah, there's definitely I feel like there's definitely a stronger connection. I've only experienced that well, I mean, the Garnet house, like, I experienced the doll, like, I had, like, that premonition of the doll, and I made sure to keep that in the episode, and I'm so glad I did because when that doll fell, it was like, "Well, there it is." Um, and the only other time I felt that way was, I feel like when we went to Bethany's Home Sweet Haunted Home when I had had a dream the night before with the wall of mirrors, and I never even knew what that house looked like, and the second I walked in, there it was, a hall of mirrors, and I was like, "Ooh." And then later on in the night, when you got tugged back when you were walking by the mirrors, I was like it just made sense to me that something, like, came out the mirror like a hand and, like, pulled you back 'cause
Yeah.
yeah, so
No, it
scary.
dude, the stuff is so scary and it blows my mind. E I will share, so, like, I don't have as many premonitions anymore. I had them when I was younger, and I was like, "Y'all, I can't do this." So, I was like, "You don't need to show me this anymore unless it's, like,
Mhm.
something that I need to, like, I should really know."
Yeah.
Um, but, I had so I do you guys, I sleep, but I don't sleep. I do a lot of, different kind of work. I do a lot of traveling. I help I get messages all the time of people like, "Oh, you were helping me in my dream last night," and I'm like, "Yep, that's what I do. I go elsewhere and I do things with people and like I help them." Or I do like weird deep dives where I'll go to like lower levels and do some weird shit. It's weird. But there was one dream I've had some really scary interactions with the lower level stuff in my dreams. That's a whole nother story. But I do a lot of traveling. And one time, you guys, I had this amazing traveling. I showed up and I know, so I can recognize when I'm doing it because I instantly am aware. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm traveling again. Sweet. Like I'm still dreaming. We got time.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And I it was in the desert. It was like a desert landscape. And there was this big oscillating circular structure. And there were doors all the way around. Think of like Monsters Inc. You know, those doors that were like coming in. Okay. Think of all those doors, but in like an oscillating movement. And when I say I was with my angel and I was like, Annalisa, I was like, what is this? Like, what am I looking at? She was like, just watch. And people started walking past me, just souls. And they didn't see me. And they were just walking. Nobody saw anybody. And they started going through the doors. People just picking doors and going through them as it's spinning around. And I was like, what's happening? Like, why aren't these people talking? Like, what's going on? And she's like, they're traveling. And I was like, where? Like, where are we going there? And she's like, well, we're in our dream. We're in that subconscious state. Like they're traveling, they're going to where they need to go for wherever their soul needs to go. And I was like, oh no shit. Like that's fucking cool. Like this is really cool. And then all of a sudden
that's really cool.
Yeah. And then I came to and I woke up, and it always happens whenever I travel, I come back to my bedroom, but I'm not awake yet. And I'm like, okay, there's my mom's picture. There's Chaco, which is my little Hawaiian head that I have protecting me. And I'm like, all right, I'm in my bedroom. And then I come to and I wake up and I was like, oh my God, like I just got a little bit of a glimpse.
Adventure.
I went on an adventure. This is why, you guys, I'm so tired all the time. Like I just like this is the shit that I'm doing. Then I have to go to work for 10 hours. Like, but yeah, it was crazy. And I was like, yo, that was so cool. Like it was just this big fucking like alien like structure with all these doors, and souls were just going through it. And I was like, oh my God, I know nothing. Like I know nothing. I never will know anything. I don't understand this. And so it's just crazy. I don't know. Anyways, I just had to share that because I thought that was so crazy.
No, that is,
I'll
and it
never
makes a
forget
lot
that.
of sense. I feel like if there's like a visual of it, I'm sure that's exactly what it's like, Just
Yeah.
people, it's just like a train station kind of thing. That's so cool. Mystery Man just donated $2. Thank you so much. And he wants to know, and I know Rob was asking this a lot in the chat as well. Sorry, we're still trying to get through the questions, but what's your thoughts on sleep paralysis?
Ooh, guys, sleep paralysis is a good one. I've actually I try to ask people this question because I'm always curious. So obviously sleep paralysis, there is a scientific reason behind it, right? In terms of like why you wake up and your body isn't processing yet that you're awake, and the disconnect and all of that.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Right.
kind of lost for a second. I was like, I can't even really remember what sleep paralysis is. So it's basically where your body is paralyzed, but your
Mhm.
mind is awake, kind of thing. Or
Uh-huh.
you're trying to
Yeah.
scream and it's not coming out, something
Yeah,
like that.
uh-huh.
Okay.
And like the scientific reason, which is very fair and very valid, is that there's a disconnect between the mind and the body, and they're still trying to figure it out, but you're essentially waking up before your body wakes up, and that's why you can't move or scream and all this stuff. There's
Oh,
a lot of different. There's some other like there's some
that's horrible.
like don't
That's
take
really
this
what
for
it
fat. Like
is.
I'm not a scientist. Like I don't or I don't study this, but however, however, I know that there's medical reasons for it. I know that there's scientific reasons for it, but I also believe in sleep paralysis in regards to the paranormal. I do believe in
Mhm.
that very, very heavily. And the big thing is that because in those cases, there's almost always a spirit attached to it, or use spirit loosely, some sort of entity attached to it. And the most common ones that I hear from people when I ask them is either a very old, haggard looking woman, like an old witch. That's a common one. And I've seen her plenty of times. And then there's also the other common one is the black shadow man, or, some will say that he has like red eyes, things like that. The typical kind of like look. And I know there's so many varieties in what people see, but those are the most common that I hear. And it's almost as if, and the other one, of course, could be an alien sort of entity as well. And the most common thing I hear is, when we're waking up from sleep paralysis and we're having that, experiencing that, there's either somebody over you, next to you, or like in the corner. It's always one of those three.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody's keeping you down. I have experienced all three. You guys, I still don't understand it, but I will say one time, again, I don't want to say that this is fact. This was just my personal experience with it. I was dating this guy, and we were very, very connected spiritually. And we had a lot of experiences together. And one of those experiences was we were sleeping, and we were on a trip. We were sleeping in this bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard like weird like noises, and I turn over, and mediumistically I saw him laying there on his back, and this old woman over him. Okay, so like here he is. Okay, demonstrate over him, and was like like inhaling from him. She was like like taking his energy. And when I say I looked at her and she looked at me, and she poof, he was like, he came out, and he had like the worst case of sleep paralysis because he had been awake and he couldn't get up when that happened. It was the most wild thing. And he was just like, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I saw everything. It's okay. Take a breath. Like, she's gone. And like, and then of course we had to like talk about it because, he was experiencing that sleep paralysis, and he woke up, and I had literally seen her inhaling from him. What she was taking, I don't know. All I could assume is like energy at that point. This is why you don't date me, guys. This is the shit that fucking happens. And he came. I mean, it was one of the more wilder things I've ever experienced. And
wow,
coming out of it, he couldn't. He was struggling to move his body, so he was experiencing sleep paralysis. And I've had sleep paralysis many times, but I've never seen or experienced somebody else having it and seeing that happen. So, I'm curious if anybody else has had some sort of experience like that or have seen somebody experience it. But sleep paralysis, it fucking sucks. I hate it so much. You guys.
You want to hear one of the weirdest things that's ever happened to me whilst I've slept? This was like with my ex as well, or so young, or like 17 or something like that. But I'll remember this for the rest of my life. So scary. So basically what happened was I had a dream, but it wasn't a dream. Like every single thing felt as like real as this, And I had a dream. Basically, he was laying next to me, and he was like freaking out, and he was like like freaking out, and I was like, and I turned around, and I'm like, hey, and I like shake him, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, are you okay? And he's not doing anything else but freaking out, right? So, and it was pitch dark in the room, and I jump up and I run to the light, and I turn the light switch on. And then as I turned the light switch on, it was almost like I blinked for a second. All of a sudden, I'm in the bed, he's over by the light switch, and he's just turned it on, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, what? And it was like the scariest thing that's like ever happened. And I was like, what? I was just there, and he was like, I just had to turn the light on because you were freaking out in your sleep. And I'm like, no, you were sleeping at freaking out in your sleep. Like,
Jade, I have to tell you, I have to stop you for a second. The light switch, like you were interacting with something darker.
oh, what? Why? What?
Because that is I can't believe that you said the light switch. So I've experienced that same fucking thing. And whenever light's involved like that, for me personally, sorry guys, I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth, but for me personally, that is my one of my big cues that I'm interacting with something of lower level energy.
What do you mean, like
So
with light switch? Like if you flip on a light switch, or in your
for me
dream,
personally,
or
like that's my belief. Yeah, in the dream, when you are reaching for a light switch, it's because you're
oh,
you're gonna be, turning on the light helps in that
okay.
situation.
So do
So
you think that there was something dark in that room?
yep, that's what. Yep. Hmm.
I'm hearing weird feedback in my ear. I don't know if that's picking up on the microphone, but I'm hearing some weird stuff. It sounded like a beep, 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 beep. Anyway,
It was
so
like,
you
don't talk
think
about us.
probably. Sorry, I'm freaking out. I keep hearing like, did your phone just vibrate?
No, I mean I did like move around and drink water and
So weird. I don't know. I heard like, that beep beep. It's almost like when you hang up a phone, like at end of a phone call, like that beep beep
oh
beep beep at the end, and then I just heard like a vibration, and I thought it was my phone, but it's not.
oh
Anyway, maybe that means I'm about to get a call. Who knows?
ooh, we've
Could
upgraded.
you imagine? I've upgraded my fucking my premonitions to actually like that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Anyway, um okay, so this is what you think then. So you think that when I was asleep, there was something darker coming in for me.
Hmm.
I'm freaking out, like, and his experience is the real, physical experience. And when
Hmm.
I got up to turn the light switch on, that's me like freaking out in bed. And
Hmm.
then the second I turn it on, it was actually him turning it on. And then, okay, that's interesting.
I had to
I
stop you
mean,
because I was
that would
like,
make
oh, she did not bring up the light switch right now.
sense. I mean, because I've always wondered, like, who was it that was actually dreaming? Because it was real. It was real. It happened. I didn't know if it was a time slip or what, but that's wild.
Which definitely happens. And
Who's got another 2 hours to get into time slips?
we got to talk about my friend just told me the craziest time slip story too the other day, and I was like, yo. But yeah, the reaching for the light, again, for me personally, that in my experiences, that was always like I learned that very early on when I was young, um, to reach for the light switch in dreams when it's getting too much.
I
It's
always heard that
too dark.
in dreams you can't see like a clock ticking, and you can't turn on a light switch, or there's no light switches or something like that in dreams. That's what I heard anyway.
Oh, that's
Like, if
stupid.
you're wondering if you're in a dream or not, like, try turn on a light switch or look for a clock. I'm pretty sure, has anybody else, like, heard this? Oh my god, I totally forgot that I put up a poll so long ago. Okay, so let me see right here. We got 53% said, oh no, sorry. Have you ever shared a dream before? 52% yes, and 47% no.
Very
That
split.
is a massive
That's a
percentage.
yeah.
Why is this not getting talked about more? That's what I want to know. Why
Because
are
it's
there
it's
people
a,
that
it's a
really, really dedicate their entire lives to figuring out what the hell a dream is?
so I love to do that. It's my love.
You're like, that's what I was doing instead of reading your message about the Shrek emoji. Actually,
No,
just
like
brushed up on dream
you
knowledge.
guys, I'm one of those weird people where like I'll overhear a conversation at work about somebody talking about their dream, and I'm like, do you want to unpack this? Like, let's go. Because I've just been obsessed trying to figure it out. But I don't believe that we can say truly, like, obviously, we can't say for sure, like, what can or cannot happen in a dream. I only say
Yeah.
this because I've had a very scary dream where I was trapped in the clock. So,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get out of the fucking clock.
Well, that's
so, and the hand was ticking and I was stuck in it. So, that was, you guys, that was a scary one because I was in surgery and I was stuck in a clock and I woke up during surgery and, they were like, Anastasia! They started screaming, and then I went back out. And I was still stuck in the clock. So it was a whole thing.
that's so weird. It's like you're in like surgery, like spiritual prison. Like they've put you in that clock, like you're in a timeout right now. You can't do anything because we know if we release you from this clock, you're gonna be all over the place. And we can't be dealing with that.
I was 5 years old. I had a surgery when I was 5, and I like woke up during the surgery. And they put me right back in that fucking clock. Like, and my parents were so like, and I was trying to tell them, like, I woke up during surgery, like that happened. And they were like, they never said that you did. And I was like, well, they're fucking liars. I had to say it was mouth when I was a kid. I was like, they're fucking lying. I woke up, like, they were working on me, and it was like the most insane thing. Anyways, so going back, but the light switch, that was Spirit taught me that early on, because when I was a kid, I was always being taunted and being chased after by
Right.
the lower level entities, especially in my dreams, because for some god awful reason I would put myself in those situations. Like, I would travel to the lower realms and like
Uh-huh.
do that stuff. So they taught me very early on to look for the light switch or some sort of light source. And if you can't do that, then you scream, and that will expand enough energy to help you get out of the dream. So, anyways, back to what you were saying. I truly believe that you were potentially interacting with something of lower level, and you intuitively went for the light switch. Whether that actually was physically happening, that's what you did to get out of it.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
You want to hear something that I've been experiencing? This has happened twice this month now, and this has never happened before ever. When I'm asleep, because I've been sleeping terribly, so I don't know if it's got something to do with that, like nerve reactions or that. But anyway, I keep waking up to a flying punch that misses Mike by literally like this much. And every single time, like I wake up and I'm just like throwing like the biggest punch like that I possibly can. And then I'm like, ah, and then like I wake up as my hand is like just finishes. And then I look and I'm like, whoa, that was a close one. And then the second time it happened though, the second time when it happened again, and I was like, oh, I've still not even told him. Like, I've not even told him that I've attempted to like full blown punch him in my sleep. It's obviously like I don't know. It's I don't know if I'm like having a dream that I'm fighting somebody or something like that. But they're
Yeah.
like straight up punches. I know it's gonna hurt if I get on one of these nights. Dang. Also, I want to say thank you. Thank you. So I'm gonna mess this up again. Sayus Sativa for the $10. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
All donations go towards future investigations because we want to keep doing this for you. And then also, I do want to say those 2 PayPal donations that I shouted out in the very beginning, they were from a couple of weeks ago. So, but still, thank you guys for your donation. The $25 that came through was from Kirsty. Thank you so much, Kirsty.
Thank
It just
you.
took a really long time to reload. So that's crazy.
Oh my
But thank you
god.
so much.
Don't fuck that one up.
All right, so this is gonna kind of like we've been talking about this for a while now, but we just kind of want to summarize this entire episode. What I really want to try and do tonight, Mandy, if you're down, because this is the thing, right? It was just a full moon. And is it a full moon tonight or was that yesterday?
That was Technically,
it
that was Sunday. It was Sunday into Monday.
well, not that it really matters, but I just feel like the spirits are high right now. I know for a fact I can feel it, and there's a lot going on like on TikTok right now. Not like that really means anything, but there's a lot going around that there has been a spiritual shift, and it would make a lot of sense if we were sharing that dream and there were more people in there with us in that dream.
Mhm.
A lot of people ask for meet and greets and all that kind of stuff, and I think that this is a good way to kind of test if we as human beings actually have the power within us straight from intention to actually meet up in our dreams. Do you think we can do it?
Yeah.
All right, so I
Well,
think
we
we
can
should
try.
we can try,
I
right?
mean, listen, I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer, but every time that I like purposely set the intention, it never happens.
Really?
Yeah, spirit's like, that's funny.
So, okay, so I've only done this once, right? Because I used to dream when I was younger. Oh my, I'm sure everybody's had this dream. When you were younger, you would have outer body experience dreams where you would be walking around your house, you'd be flying down the stairs. Like every kid had those dreams, right? And I remember this one night, one day at school, I was talking to my friend about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I can dream." So I didn't even realize this till right now, but I guess I've been practicing, this like dreaming for practicing dreaming. Like, who am I? Everyone dreams.
I've been getting ready.
I've been practicing dreaming since I came out the womb, guys. um, No, but I have obviously been, like, aware when I'm dreaming at a very young age, and I told my friend, I was like, "Yeah, I was out here and out there yesterday and stuff like that at night, like, I just kinda control where I wanna go, at night." I remember even at the age of, like, 6 years old, when or even younger, I remember so specifically this conversation with my older brother. Dude, I am, like, tripping.
I
I
just got chills. Stop it.
no, I
Stop.
just
I'm so scared. Things are happening. Stop. I'm so scared.
I just saw it just looked like a big old black tube or something, like a big fat thing just went almost like a giant eel, but black, like a black shadow, but it was on the floor and it was like and I just saw it came right up to my desk, dude. Like, I don't
That
see things
scared me.
ever like this, ever.
Oh,
And in this one live stream alone, just talking about the dreams, I hope this isn't unlocking something crazy because I definitely thought I saw just a man. It was just like a flash of just a man and it was all black, just standing right there. He was tall as anything. And then now I've just seen a bloody shadow wheel. What's a shadow wheel? Oh
ew.
my god, no, I don't like that. Blacker
The
than
dream
black. Yes,
world is
Salem.
unlocking. It is unlocking.
It was blacker than black.
Blacker than black.
And I don't know, it's not as dark in this room as my camera's showing. I don't know why it's picking up like that. Remember before we even came on, I was like, I don't know what this is, like, but my room is not this dark. Um, okay, so Jamie said that you saw a face next to me. I would love to see. I saw that comment earlier, and I would like to see a timestamp if possible. I know that this is live, so it's going to be really difficult to go back. But if you could drop it in the comments, because I'm not going to lie, guys. Like I'm feeling a bit on edge tonight, and I don't know what it is. You guys have probably picked up on it, but I'm not. I'm not doing too well right now.
It's
um
getting weird.
Yeah, so anyway, so I used to have these dreams and I told my friend about it and she was like, "I want to do that." And I was like, "It's easy. You literally just go to sleep and just tell yourself that you're going to go to this place and every single time it works." And I used to do this when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I used to tell that to my brother. I remember so specifically we were falling asleep one night and I asked him, "Where are you going tonight in your dream?" And he was like, "What are you talking about? I don't get to choose my dreams." And I was like, "Of course you get to choose your dreams." And he was like, "How do you get to choose your dreams?" And I said, "Imagine it like one of them like jackpot pulley things." And I said, "All you have to do, so this is something that everybody can try, right? So we're going to choose where we're going to meet. And all you have to do is imagine like a big jackpot, you know, like those like old school Vegas coin machines. What are they called? Can you help
Slots?
me? Slots, thank you. So imagine a slot machine. I'm like, you know it. Imagine the place where you want to go, pull the lever, and then just imagine them all going like, so say if you want to go meet on an island, it's like island, 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 jackpot, go to sleep. So anyway, so that's how I've
That seems
always
so foolproof. Like, okay.
that's how I've always done it since I was a kid. So yeah, when I was in primary 7 and I was talking to my friend about this and I said, yeah, like just let's meet at the school tonight at like 11 o'clock. And she was like, okay. And I told her what to do and we went back and just school, like after pulling it, jackpot, go to school. And I remember so specifically, we were there, we met each other. She was like, holy shit, it worked. And I'm like, I told you. And I was like, it's so cool to have you here. And we were just messing about in the school playground the entire night. And it got so late that the puddles started to freeze over because it was that cold. So then we started like sliding on the ice with our feet. And so I slide on the ice and I'm like, you try it. She slides on the ice and she falls and she hits her hip. And I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go home. Anyway, the next day we have school. I'm like, remember? Do you remember what happened last night? She's like, I remember what happened last night. The first weird thing, when we walked up to line up in front of our classroom, there was that ice. It used to be a puddle. It was a puddle before, now it's ice, right? So I'm like, that's weird. Get there. She said that she was there. She said the weirder thing, and I never said anything to her. When she fell, it left a bruise on her. And she showed me and she had a big bruise on her back. And that was the exact spot that she fell
What
in
the
that dream. So
fudge?
this is honestly like my experiences with dreams are so mind-blowingly out there. They sound so crazy, but I mean I've shared dreams with my brother, my sister, my friends, my dad. Like I'm just sharing dreams with everyone apparently. So if you're going to share a dream, I would like to hold this dream this dream committee right now.
Jade is conducting court right now.
I am going to raise
Everybody
the
raise your right hand and pledge.
where are we all
Jade?
going to meet, guys? Is everybody up for this? I don't know, because timelines can be a bit like weird. I usually go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time. So that's probably
crazy.
like
I have
5
to go to
o'clock.
bed soonish at some point. So I'll just set. Let's try. We can figure out where we're going.
Where do you guys want to go?
Come on, chat. Put it in the chat. Where are we meeting? Where you want to meet?
Should we meet somewhere like, let's do like a, I don't want to do somewhere scary. Let's see. I don't know if anyone's even going to try it with us. Library. I like it. Okay, so Mercedes is asking we meet at the library. I am so down to meet at the library. So I think we should all.
The library.
Yeah.
Somebody said the zoo.
No, I think
In and
library.
out.
I don't want to throw too many suggestions out there because then our intentions.
Oh, are we gonna go to the spiritual library?
Yeah. We're going to the
place
spiritual
cool.
library.
Yeah,
if you guys watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's kind of like the one that they have in their high school. It's legit. It's really cool. We all need to meet up there. And
you know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one South Park episode, the Inception episode, where he's like, it's like a taco inside of another taco, inside of a Taco Bell, inside of a KFC, inside of a mall, inside. It's in your dream. That one. That's what I feel like is happening right now.
I don't think I've actually seen that episode. And I feel
it's
like
so good. You gotta watch that. It's so good.
Okay, so Mary, where you're going? Yeah, there's been a little bit of confusion. We're all meeting at the spiritual library. I know you guys have a lot of really, really
Poor people
good
coming in right now are like,
suggestions.
what?
So many. So many people are coming in with really good suggestions. Hey, if this works,
Wait.
then
I would like to add, can we also, if you're going to be going to the spiritual library, please have a name tag on? So that way we know. So that way I can see who I'm like interacting with. So next the live we have, I can be like, hey, I actually saw so and so because of the name tag. Name tags. Name tags.
Mandy, you're gonna meet Mandy. She's gonna have her own stall set up, like when you're at a high school reunion, and she's got all the name tags laid out for everyone.
I'm the one handing out the name tags. Make sure you wear it. Make sure you wear it.
So what I would like to see is a bunch of people show up. There's no limit. And so tonight, these are just like a few tips before you guys go to sleep if you want to join us in our spiritual library. And also, by the way, if this works, message us. You can private message us on Instagram. You can also leave a comment below on this live stream and tell us that you were there. Things happens because we're going to want to talk to you about it. So before you go to sleep tonight, guys, it's really important to relax completely and don't think too much about this. Like, don't just set your intention. You're going to the spiritual library. Don't even question yourself about it. That's where you're going tonight. You're going to the spiritual library to hang out with myself and Mandy, and we're going to be flying about. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. And all you have to do before you go is get your big slot machine up, pull the handle, library book, library book, library book, and then go to sleep. That's all you
I'm
have
really
to do.
nervous that I'm going to try this and that my like my ego is going to be like, but I really would rather go somewhere else. And then I'm not going to make it to the spiritual library with all you guys and I'm having massive FOMO.
Nobody's gonna have name tags. I'm gonna be like,
Nobody is
going
gonna
to
have name tags. You guys.
No, well, that's exactly the thing, and what Mandy means by like the ego, like having an ego. It's not like a
yes,
what a
that's
lot of
good.
people know. Like egos are like, oh, you got a big like ego. It can be a
It's very
negative.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very different. It's just being able to disconnect yourself and what's just one of your brain thoughts compared to a
Mhm.
message from spirit or anything like that. So that's why I was saying just like I don't want to think too much about it. So I love that everybody has different ideas. But I just saw the first one. I was like, library, we're all going to the library.
Why
Because
would we choose
when
the quietest fucking place to go? There's a lot of
well,
people and they're gonna be like,
no, it's gonna be great.
there's gonna I can't wait for everyone to be like, yeah, we all met up and there was this lady shushing us the whole fucking time.
Oh my god.
Sorry, guys. I'll be here all night.
No, I've hired it out for just us, okay? It's just gonna
Okay,
be
okay.
us. And, it's gonna be like Harry Potter style library, like, books are gonna be alive, things are gonna come to life, we're just gonna be flying about the place, think Willy Wonka, Hogwarts, all of that stuff in one. That's where we're going, guys. We're going to the spiritual library, and it's way more fun than real life reality library.
This is how we're also gonna know. So Mystery Man is gonna Mystery
Sorry.
Man is gonna be there as the shadow. If you guys see Zach Bagans in your dream, then you are definitely in the right spot because Mystery Man is Zach Bagans. So that'll be a good cue. If you
Yeah.
see him in this library.
His name tag still says Mystery Man, though.
It says
And it's
Mystery Man, but it's Zach Bagans.
it's like, nah,
I'm
never
on to you,
mind.
Mystery Man. I'm on to you. So this is going to be really exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Slot machine, slot down, library book times 3, and release. Yes,
And
that's
also give your
exactly it.
guys, bear with yourselves, especially if this is your first time astral traveling. It's a weird feeling if you've never done it before, especially when you become aware of where you are. I don't know if you like my first time, like truly astral traveling. Like I'm in the dream Dream. I'm in the dream, and I know exactly that I know, and I'm fully aware that I'm in a dream. It was
Mhm.
so crazy. You know how, like, in the movies, like, where you're like, "Whoa," you're moving really slow?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was me, and I was like, "Whoa, like, this is weird," and I was like, "I'm in the dream, I made it, I'm here," and then it was just like, I was in the middle of nowhere, and there was just this random post, and it had 2 signs, and it was like, old Western town this way, and then it was like, industrial area this way, and I was like, well, obviously I'm gonna go to the old Western town. Like, come on, what the fuck? So I like grudgingly like go to the old Western town, and I'm in this old Western town, and I was like, yeah, like this is so fucking cool. But I was moving really slow. I was just
Oh,
like,
man.
I was like, I'm doing great, you guys. And anyways, the dream took a really long time, and then finally it came out of it. But I was so excited that I did it. But it's so much easier now. Now I just like do my thing. But
Yeah, no, but it's totally true though, like, because I read up about it as well, a little bit before our live, but a lot of people saying that it does take a lot of practice, it does take a lot of time, and also just don't be upset if it doesn't work, because it is
yeah,
something that you do have to but sometimes it comes super naturally for people. Sometimes it's just different times, everyone's sleeping at, I don't know. I just want to see, it's just an experiment, just want to see how many people show up. Um, and also, we do have a question from Salem as well. Do we need to protect ourselves? I mean, it wouldn't hurt to protect yourselves, but honestly, like, it's all about intention, right? And like, nothing is going to come in our safety bubble. This is our library. Like, I hired it out. Like, we got security on the
Jade.
outside. Don't worry about it.
Jade personally hired this spiritual library.
I
We're
had to
borrowing it
cash
for the
in.
night.
I had to cash in a lot of dream tokens for this. Okay, a lot of dream tokens.
That's so great. I love that. Yeah, don't forget your scooters. Don't forget your scooters.
I'm just reading some of the comments before we head out here. Had a vision of a book flying open and there's a map on the page just now. Oh, maybe it's showing you how to get to the library. Love
Ooh.
that. I can't wait to
I
hear
got
everybody's
little
experiences,
treasure
if
map.
any. When none of us have this dream.
I know, right? Not a single one of us goes to the spiritual.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting
Uh,
through your messages just now, guys. The library is definitely closed, so the sure shouldn't be there. Yeah.
There's
Um,
always one. You guys, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I'm just gonna go when people shush. Oh my god, I will fucking snap back. Like I don't know why, but that like irritates me so much.
I used to
Anyways,
be really bad at it. Like I noticed in previous episodes, like the first investigation that we ever done together at Mackie Mansion, and when I told you that I rewatched that, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," because I rewatched it and I was like, "I do not come across for just meeting you. Like it's almost like we knew each other our entire lives. We act the exact same. Like no." Like I don't have a filter apparently, but no, one thing that I did notice, I was like shushing a lot.
yeah,
Um, I used to shush a lot on investigations, but I don't think I'm as bad now.
that's why I'm like, uh, no,
When did it?
no, you don't shush.
I just say, shut the fuck up.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. If somebody's like, shut the fuck up and listen, I'll be like, okay, that's cool. For some reason, shush is like, I'm gonna just punch you in the fucking face. Like, I don't know why it's so triggering. Um, but no, you don't do that anymore. I think we're pretty good because usually we're hearing stuff at the same time. We're both like,
Yeah.
we're usually telling
Next
other
time
people,
though.
can you stop talking so we can hear this?
Yeah. Next time somebody does that, I'll be, excuse me, please. Just everyone will just stop. Because they'll be like,
Excuse me.
what's
Can
she
we be
doing?
quiet?
Excuse me.
So if you get somewhere in a spiritual library and you hear me go, stop fucking shushing, that then you've made it. You've made it. Because that's gonna be me.
Oh, all right. Anybody else? I'm trying to quickly read them real fast for everyone who's trying to do the experiment with us tonight. But does anybody else have any questions about astral projection, what you should be doing tonight, or anything else just of the sort before we wrap up?
Um, just want to say Michelle had left a comment. Michelle, don't ever apologize for your questions. We love it. And we're all trying to figure this out together. Life is confusing. That's it. That's my big speech. What was that?
That was the front door just opening.
Oh.
I think that's my dad back. I'll ask
What
him
happens if you have a book over too?
I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't be responsible for any late fees or anything like that. They may ask for it. They may. I would bring it just in case.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm the one yelling at the librarian. That's how you know.
Honestly, like when I worked at the school, like the amount of stuff, like it was always the kids were allowed to take their books home, but then like they would have to bring them back the next week to exchange it and get another book. And there were so many funny excuses that the kids would come up to why they couldn't bring their book back. And then there was like this one kid who said his mom had it locked up in a safe. And I was like, why did your mom have it locked in a safe? That is so interesting. I was like, is it because you're gonna lose it, or that thing was like in the safe for like an entire month apparently. It's so funny.
That's so funny. Yeah, so are we like, what's the goal? Like, are we just what are we gonna do when we get there? Are we just like having a mixer?
Yeah, it's literally
Just
this is what I've
vibing?
noticed. This is what I've found with premonition dreams. Not premonition, sorry. The astral projection dreams, joint dreams with people is as you said on your dream, you went your own way. The other two people that reached out to us that shared the same dream, they also had their own thing that they went and done. But we're all there together, but like they have their own side quest kind of thing that's where their dream has taken them to. And, you know, my quest was trying to save Wilson. So everyone's gonna probably end up doing their own thing anyway, but there will be like little like snippets of like what we share together.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Hopefully there's some like real specifics about the library that because we all know that we're going to a library, right? So hopefully that there's actual like specifics in place that we can be like, we were definitely in the same place because of there was a big giant red ruby in the middle of the room or something like that. Yeah, all the books were made of sugar paper. I don't know.
I wake up and I'm just traumatized. I wake up crying. It's like it was the weirdest thing I've ever done.
Nah, you'll love it. It's so much fun.
Oh, yo, there's gonna be a scooter rack outside, everybody. It's gonna be a scooter rack outside, so don't you worry. You can park your scooters
Definitely bring
there.
your astral scooters.
Bring your scooters, park it up, bring some food, bring some snacks. I'm gonna have Taco Bell. I'll be sitting in the history section. You can come find me there. I'll be reading some Civil War books. That's my favorite section of the library. I'm
gonna be in the little section where they keep the VHS tapes. I'm gonna be searching for Shrek.
I was gonna say we should have went to a Shrek rave or something. Could you
Shrek rave?
Okay, so that's location number 2.
That's too much. That sounds like you might actually need to protect yourself before falling off to sleep.
Hashtag baby Shamu.
Here,
I'm excited. Everybody seems so like excited about this. This is great. This is what we want. We want everyone to be involved. Oh, you know what though? And I want to just make a quick note for people who are still watching that are not in the live, and you're watching this on your own time later. Sorry that you're missing this. However, feel free to do this on your own and invite me because again, I love to hang out with people in my dreams. So invite me and I will that'd be so cool if I ended up astral traveling again somewhere cool. So just feel free if you want to do this on your own time. Be like, yo, I'm setting the intention to go here. I'd love for Jade and Mandy to come and then I'll be there.
Yeah.
And then you have to tell me if I made it there. No, for real, I'm being so serious. Like, please, I'm trying to enhance my skill set. So
We're all growing together. We're all enhancing our skill set here. How do you protect yourself before a dream like this? You literally don't have to do anything like
don't.
at all. Like
Mhm.
this is there's nothing that can come within this barrier. We're protected and it's not like the upside down. Like it's more like think of fucking Euphoria. Like that's where we're going. It's on like such a high dimension, guys. Like, there's
Yeah. This is
nothing. It
why
doesn't get higher than that level right there.
that's a good question. There will be an elevator. When are we gonna do the dream? So when are we gonna do the deep? Sorry. The dream debrief. I can't. I'm done.
Debrief? Making
I'm
fun of
done.
me for saying baby Shamu. So the debrief, I mean, what really I don't know. There really isn't much of a debrief, huh? It's just
I'll post tomorrow on my story if I made it to this library or not. And if you
yeah.
guys are all following me on social media,
Yeah.
feel free to
Just private
respond.
message as well. Yeah, if you see it, go ahead. And then yeah, I'll post and I'll be like, yeah, I wasn't there, or yeah, I was there. I'm planning on being there though. I'm planning on being there.
I'm gonna try
Let's
Jade's method.
definitely try my method. Let's meet up and play Xbox. Okay.
That's a good one.
There may be some sort of setup in the library. I can't give away all my secrets, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, real fast. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have you.
Sorry.
What?
Salem's comments. I'm glad somebody. Yeah. Anyways, that's funny.
Okay, I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna see if my dad wants to come say hi real fast since I did tell you guys in it earlier.
All right, it's just me. I'm gonna hold down the fort.
See ya.
What's up, Fran? All right, we're gonna do our best. Here. But yeah, no, feel free to message any of us and let us know if you made it there, what happened. Type it out for us. I'm super excited. I haven't had the best of luck when I purposely set out the intention to do this, so I'm hopeful though that all of us doing this will create that energy that is needed to do it. I'm gonna throw this out here really quick. For the Zoom readings that's going to be coming out, I'm going to post about it in the next few days. So please stay tuned on social media for it, and I'll post it. Uh-oh, we got Papa Tony in the house. Yay! Oh, I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take my headphones out.
Okay.
That's not gonna work. Sorry. Okay, I don't know how to do this.
Yay!
I have the headphones.
All
so
right.
you can hear.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yay! Hi.
Hi. We had a great day. We went out for the outside for the undercam. Oh, can't remember.
Where did you go? Hollywood?
We went all over the place. We went there. Then we went to the the pay where they have the here limit.
Do you want to write it?
I could show you the.
So show pictures. So he's really good with showing pictures. So
All right.
I'm ready.
So we went to we had a good ones.
Oh, like this video? Oh, you guys went to the observatory.
Oh.
You did it all Twitter.
So that's Los Angeles. That's nice.
That's cool. Oh, I love
And
it
then
up there.
we checked it. were the. Oh, here we go. Went to the phone front.
These are my nephew and his girlfriend.
The first,
They're so
and then,
cute.
Oh, the Hollywood sign, yeah.
and then we went to.
So they went a lot of places today whilst we were doing this live.
But there was the this
Observatory.
this you see where they were on. It was pretty good.
Oh, so cool.
They went out to the sea night.
Very
It's
cool.
easier to talk without messing. Although I'm getting really good at my way. Getting much better. So
You sound great.
Yeah.
we had a good time. So that was good.
Awesome.
So, but then at the end of the day, we down the outside to the inside to the this where they went aired downtown. Took them to town. And then they walked through there about all this excuse lights, everything lights. It was really cool. So how are you guys doing? I've not seen
We're
you guys.
good. We have some potentially some questions here for you.
Okay.
Let's see here. Come on, guys. Give us a question.
Hey, look, girls. Good. Me.
Lots of love.
What is
Lots
happening?
of love.
I
First
can't hear what you guys are talking about. So we have Spirit Investigation said, so happy you're doing well. Everybody's been asking about you, so I was like, I'll bring you on.
Thank you very much. I had a bad
accident.
But I've been there. We've been there for like nearly 3 years.
3 months.
3 months. So I'm starting to learn. They said I'll have another 6 to 8 or 9 by footfall by out. But
6 to 9 months before your speech will get better.
I'm starting to get better and better. So I'm glad to be back.
That's good.
How do you feel?
I'm much better, and it's really really happy for me in here. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Was today awesome? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It seems like he's had a good night. I mean, it's 11 o'clock and actually just getting home now. So
that's right. I know.
Ooh, getting home late.
I mean, I doubt he's going to be able to answer this one in a full sentence. But what's your favorite memory of me?
What's it? If you want to talk something scary about Nicole, Jade, when she saw the first time when she came in Scotland, that's when she got the ghost woman that came from our printer, and she was there. And the funny thing was, I was at my pipe. I was her at my dad's, but I was home at the pipe. I was having a drink at the
bar, a beer.
Yeah.
And that's when she was like, what, 10, 15? She was about 10.
Oh my God. I didn't realize so I've told this story before on my channel, and every single time I tell the story, I'm always like, remember he said he was going outside for a cigarette, but he wasn't just outside in the hallway. And then, so I looked outside for him on the street, and he wasn't outside on the street. And then he said, oh, I just walked up the street. I've told that story so many times. If you guys know, you guys know.
Yeah.
But I've only just heard the reason why he wasn't outside was because he was at the bar having a drink.
That's right. I was a pipe. But that was amazing. But when she tells when you get back home to the pub, when we go to the house, and then she was telling us what happened, and this was so squeepy. Aye.
Mhm.
So that happened.
Yeah, so it's not
That's
maybe
so
not your
funny.
favorite memory with me, but definitely a notable one was
Aye.
the time I first saw a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we-
so the other thing, when we were at Anna Quink, Anna Cat, Anna
Edinburgh?
No, Ackle outside Jade's place. Jade, Jake,
Is
Jake.
Oh, a memory
Jana.
of us?
No, Anna. Anna.
Anna?
That's when we were down in the outside.
Castle?
No, we were here in
Mm.
outside in our back, and we saw. I'll tell you something. You guys, all right. This is something that happened to me, right? Now I would been in something had happened. I was in my night, and I was asleep, and this was the weirdest thing. Something had came from the middle of outside, in the outside.
In
What's
the
it called?
desert?
Aye,
In Apple Valley?
exactly.
Okay.
That's where I was. Right, and then
Yeah.
there was like about maybe these little things. They were sills.
Like orbs.
They were on the roads,
Uh-huh.
and there was like maybe how do I put? I was like outside in the back sleep. I was sleeping up like that, right?
They were in the top corner whilst you're in bed.
And I was wake in the morning. These things were coming out to my bin, and they were quoting. They were cacking me. They were coming to me, and I was actually, but I was like, well, what's this? What's happening to this? I got to be going back to sleep. I actually think that they were making me poop. No, they were literally, if they had picked me how long I've gotten really quiet. I'd wing it, and then I'd go back to sleep. And I'd like, no, that's too weird. And I'd go back, ow, ow, ow.
So
they would hit me.
the little orbs were in the corner of the room whilst he was trying to sleep, and they were coming down and they were pinching him and stuff like that. They were messing with him, and then they would fly up to the corner.
And,
yeah.
And it was crazy, right? No. And then when I kind of finally woke up, I'm like, oh, I was freaked up at these things. I'm like, okay, this is really happening.
Mhm.
I'm out here. So I let out out the house. I went out the home.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I stayed home, and I'm like, I ain't stowing today. Things come back to my bell. I ain't coming back here when I'm back here. And I went back, and I thought they were like ghosts or
aliens.
Like no, they were like no. At
Spirits?
first, I thought they were burst. They were like both indie girls,
Indians.
the indie girls, like
Native
children.
American
Oh, Native
spirits.
Yeah.
I thought they were falsehood, and when I went, so then I went back. I seen they were gone, and then the next of the day in the morning, I thought they were ghosts, and then Jade saw them. Jade actually saw it everywhere in the house, and then I started to think that's what it was. That's what those things. This had been catching me all night. It freaked me out. That's cooked me about 10 hours. 10 hours.
Years.
That has freaked me. And
wow.
I love it night. At night, I see things every night, and I see a lot of the ski out nights and everything. And every time I see these things, I watch it all night, going, it's such a beautiful night. And the enders. But because I'm not scared of it now.
Yeah.
But I was scared of them at the time. I didn't want to buy them then.
Can I chime in real fast? So he's like the whole story that he was saying, like, you done really good, by the way. Good job.
Yeah.
So basically we were in the desert, we were staying at my stepmom's house, and he had this crazy dream, right? And it was like these little orbs coming down, they were pinching him, and that it freaked him out so badly that he couldn't even sleep. He just left the house, he couldn't even sleep in the house. Well, the next day we went to go leave Apple Valley, And we actually ended up, we couldn't leave because his car had broken down just randomly overnight, just wasn't starting, right? So I
Yeah.
take my stepmom's car and I drive to Carl's Jr. because I was hungry. And as I'm going through the drive-through, I look up to the sky and I just see what looks like, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the podcast or in the live stream before, but it looked like there was about 30 tin cans in the sky and they were all turning. Like, so it was, because it was during the day, it was blue skies. It looked like it was all just blue sky and then they would all flip at the same time. And I got a picture of it. I've still got a picture of it.
Oh, really? Because I would love to see that again.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, all right, so one thing is like a single, a gown, a
Circle.
bull, like a government eye, and you could only see it like flishel things, just fartibus. But it was amazing. It was something I saw,
Wow.
and it made me great. I would love to be able to see something of it, something like
Yeah.
that again. Aye,
That's really cool.
aye.
Pretty
Perfect
crazy.
for our dream conversation too, by the way.
Oh
That's
man, I would love to spend a lot of time in Aqua Girl Gulp. Well, it's a beautiful place outside, and but it's too cold. It's hot at night.
Apple
But,
Valley?
aye,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
It
really
gets
nice.
cold
I've
out
seen
there,
it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
hot.
Aye,
yeah.
just now it's freezing, and now it's hot. But then when it's in the hot, but it's
Oh,
like
okay, yeah. When it's cold, it's cold.
aye. At night, it's night. I know, I love it. But so it was really
Oh,
good.
I love that. That's so cool.
Aw. A lot of people are saying maybe they were fairies.
You know what?
Maybe they were fairies.
Where I saw them?
Those little lights.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
they were actually
fairies.
fairies.
No, because when I realized that something had hurt it, I thought something is actually came to a different part of year. And when I saw it, or when I saw what she did, I was like, this is something happened. This is the way they've turned around. It's amazing. It's like something you could have something in a different
Different dimension or something?
aye. And I don't know if you ever the guy, his name is Green.
Oh, Dr. Greer.
Aye, that guy. He gets a lot of work. I like to watch about this guy.
Yeah, he's Stephen Greer, I think his name is, Dr. Greer.
But
he's the guy who does all the CE5, like how to connect with aliens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
he's got good work out there. Yeah.
Aye, and he's very. He tells a lot of stuff that's been what's going, and a lot of like space stuff that was playing in different parts of the house out in the outside.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. He's really interesting.
Oh no, I was just gonna say we're gonna do an experiment tonight. So everybody watching, 172 people, 173 watching right now. So we're gonna be doing this experiment tonight where when we go to sleep, we're all gonna meet up in our dream. You know, because you've shared dreams with people before. I know that you have.
Oh man, aye.
So we're gonna do an experiment and see if everybody wants to meet at the library.
Right. Oh, really? Aye.
So somebody's saying, Butterflies Paranormal RV Travels is saying, yes, invite him to the library, Jade, in the dream world. He wouldn't have a problem trying to speak.
Right. So this thing that happened. Okay,
real fast.
Aye.
Have you dreamed in the past 3 months? Can you remember any of your dreams from the last 3 months, and were you able to talk in them?
No, really. A good outside, but I have a good sleep. I might night, but
Oh, you has to take pills to sleep at night. So I think that kind of yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're still on a lot of pills and stuff like that. You'll be on them for a while.
Aye.
Okay.
So, but one of the things that happened, it was first time, right? When my Jade was like 2 years. me and my first girl, we got together. We got outside, right?
Well, my mum.
You and Nicole
Yeah, and Lee. Yeah.
and I.
So my dad and his first wife, my mum.
And then one night, so then I was right outside in Scotland, and I had a really day team that came out because I was in the worst part of I was a really bad of my in a bad part. I had took myself really bad about how I'd been abducted children, how I was a bad person. No, the way I was just like pretty insertion and had a really part how I was. But this time my wife was done about it.
Are you talking about when you moved over to the US and how you had to, and we were still in Scotland?
Aye, that's when I was there.
Right. Okay. So when I was 2, that's when my dad moved over to the US. For anybody.
No, that was in Scotland. It was before. Then I went back to Scotland.
Okay.
But Scotland? No, this was before we went to. This was before we went to America. But I was living there, and I wanted to be the worst person. I was like, I wanted to be like, I was really a bad person, and I thought I shouldn't. You know, it was horrible. I'd rather do horror. I had a really bad extension, and I went one night in my sleep, and then a bunch of everything, and then I woke up. I was funny being, I was on my own flesh on outside, and I was there sleeping on my plows and my built on my own, and then I'm wondering. It was 1 a.m, and it happened. Saturday, this happened at 1 p.m. Right? I was sleeping about 10 at night.
At 1 a.m.
And I was doing that. Aye, this started. And then I was waking up, and I was waking up, and I'm thinking, what is this? Why am I being this ocean? And then I woke up, and normally I thought this is strange because normally it's 6 a.m. Right? So normally I fall always normal on a French, but this time I was waking, and I was like waking up to me, and then all of a sudden I felt like something God was writing for me. This course to me. He told me this thing and said, "Hey, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're fine, and you're going to be okay." And then he just got. Then he went on his source, and I thought, "Wow, this is strange." And when it said me that, it just went like this, whoosh, all through my whole. I felt like God was all. I nearly like, oh my God! I hit my knees to my for God, and hey, please for me, for being that I've been bad.
Like, forgive me for being bad. Yeah.
Aye, and then my mood was great. It was like the next day I woke up. It was the most thing like, wow, everything's brilliant. It's beautiful.
Wow.
Everything's like new keys,
new just
trees,
greener, trees are green
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
It was beautiful. Aye, and I got that. I was like, I must have been I must have been like 320,
32.
Exactly.
Okay, he was 32.
That's and then that
Oh, wow.
that tried to change it, and then I tried learn to be a person about how I am. Well,
Now you're a better person from that experience. That's crazy though, because I mean,
and it made me something I never believed before at all. I used to never think that God even really. I never cared. I always thought if anything happened about if there's anything Jade, then there's nothing even happen about it. But when this actually happened, it made my in a fern and a wave.
Preach, Dad. Preach it.
That's amazing.
It was absolutely. I'll tell you about it one day. when I can get this down and start being able to whistle again, then I'll tell you the root bit. The story
Yeah,
bit.
I'm looking
Aye.
forward to it. I'm looking
Nah.
forward to it.
Aye.
Well, lots of people are rooting for you, Dad. Honestly, guys, I before my dad's stroke, we were talking about like maybe getting him on doing like a podcast type thing, and because my dad has so many stories and so many experiences, we've shared dreams together as well, and it's just like, I mean, every single time we're together, we're always talking about this stuff. We're always talking about aliens. And I'm like, why
Aye.
not just have like a show for it? And then obviously the stroke happened. And now it's just like, oh man, you know. But again, it will get better with time. And if you still wanted to do a podcast or something like that,
I would
mean,
love
I'd be
to
down.
go do it. Aye, I think
Yeah.
so. Aye.
So anyway, that being said, guys,
Aye.
I know he's a little loud, so
I know. And plus, I'm getting talky too, Lottie.
you're getting old. That's what's going on.
Aye.
You need your hearing aids.
Aye.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to close down the live.
All right, guys. To miss you. Nice. Very well. Nice to meet you guys. I'll give you back to Jade.
Yay!
Love you.
Love ya.
Can you take Wilson out with you?
Okay. I can't give it.
You can't get up.
Try and get my arm. Oh, yeah.
And there's a chair right
He was on the
there.
ground
You
the whole
can
time.
sit.
I'll see you guys later. Coming back. I'll bring back work.
Yeah, you can bring through, but I'll be through in like 5.
All right.
All right.
Are you
Bye.
coming in? We'll bring it inside it.
Yeah, you can take him out.
All right. Coming in.
I love him so
All right,
much.
Dylan.
I
Love you.
love him so much.
Thank you
That was
guys
so
so
great.
much. That was so sweet. Just like, yeah, it really helps him.
That's so special.
I don't know if it's because like I've been listening to this for so long now, like the past 3
Oh,
months.
you got that down, dude. You're like literally an interpreter.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if this is making sense to anybody, but
No, that that was awesome. Like that was so awesome.
he done really, really good though. Really
You did
good
really
there.
good. I'm
Mhm.
like insanely shocked at how well that was. Like
Yeah.
at how much he still has of his speech.
Yeah,
That was great. And he gets a VIP spot for his fucking scooter.
that's
That's
right.
crazy,
He just got his handicap like thing, and he like just sent me a message just with a picture because we don't text because he's not able to like text words or that. But so we just communicate in pictures all the time, and he sent me a picture of the handicap thing, and just like one message just said "booyah." Like I'm like, how are you able to spell booyah?
He's getting that VIP princess parking.
Yeah, he loves it. But yeah, just for everybody who I'm sure you guys know, like my dad had a stroke three months ago. I was there through the entire thing and spent every single day with him. It was really bad. They also found a tumor in his brain and a hole in his heart. So he does have to go back for surgery for those. And yeah, it's just been unfortunate, a really, really unfortunate few months. But at the same time, he is actually, other than the hole in his heart and all that, like he's actually in pretty good health. Like he's still got many years ahead of him. So yeah, it's just kind of it was crazy because he was supposed to be staying at my stepmom's house in Apple Valley, and because he has an apartment in Los Angeles because he works in the movie studios. He's a carpenter. He's worked on movies. He's worked on like Austin Powers, War of the Worlds, literally any movie that you can think of. Like he's worked on a TV show, Star Trek, all that stuff. And so he stays in Los Angeles for that. And yeah, just like one day he had a fall at work. He was climbing a ladder and he missed the last step on his way back down, and he fell and he hit his head. And then from there he went to hospital and he was like doing fine. You know, they just gave him some like just like something to take down like the like pain medication or something like that, and then they sent him home. He messaged Anna, my stepmom, and said, I won't be coming out to yours this weekend. I'm just going to stay and relax at the apartment. And she was like, okay. And then we just never heard from him for a couple of days, and it was a little bit odd. So I had sent him a message and like a text, and he hadn't texted me back, and I thought that's really weird. And then so usually like if we don't hear from our family members in like a couple of days, like we all start getting a hold of each other. And somebody had said, "Oh, I gave him a call, and like he sounded like he was drinking, like he sounded drunk," and we were just like, "Oh." Like, well, then we're not going to bother him. Like, if he's like drinking or drunk, you know. And
Yeah.
and then the day after that, we were getting text messages that didn't make any sense, and we were like, "Wow, like he's been drinking 2 days in a row. Like that's kind of crazy." But yeah, we're just not gonna like. I mean, to be fair, like I think it's pretty straightforward. Like my dad's very, very open about his life and stuff like that. Everybody knows this about him, but it's definitely been something that he struggled with in the past, is like alcohol. And so we've been through it so many times. So many times. So we were just like, just give him a couple days, like he'll be fine. Anyway, turns out that he wasn't even drinking. Then that's when we went over to his house to make sure he was all right on the third day. And yeah, he had had a stroke and nobody else was in the house. And he was trying to pretty much ask everybody for help and couldn't get the words out. All he could say at the time was boy, girl. And that was pretty much it. Just boy and girl. Like, so he kept on saying. And then so when we took him in the hospital, we all got shouted at because they're like, "How could you just leave him like this?" And we were like, "How were we honestly supposed to know? He lives by himself. Like he's had a history with drinking, all that kind of stuff." So yeah, there was definitely a lot of guilt surrounding that. So I just basically took all that time off to just be with him and make sure that he was okay and sort all this out. Yeah. So but from just going from 3 months ago to boy and girl, and I have videos as well of he couldn't draw, like he couldn't write, he still can't write, but it's it's going to take a long time. Where strokes come in different sizes, I guess, and affect everybody differently. And honestly, like out of all the strokes that you could have, this is probably, I would say, the easiest to kind of recover from. And again, he for the longest time, and I'm just telling you guys this just in case anybody else is experiencing anything like this in the slightest. But he kind of thought he had the stroke because he was being punished, and it took a lot to teach him, like, you've just been given a second chance. Like, this is a gift. You've been given a gift, and don't look at it like you're being punished in any way, shape, or form. Like, so yeah, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's even sad to say that this was one of the best possible outcomes that could have happened
Crazy.
for the stroke, like, and to even say that sucks to say that. But he really is so lucky, and he's going to recover fully, and that was already so freaking impressive. So I'm so proud of him, and I'm proud of you for helping him through all of that, because it takes a lot to help somebody through something like that. So that was fucking impressive. Like, you were just like, you knew exactly what he was saying. That was so cool.
I also do want to say as well is the children that I work with in school as well. I've worked with nonverbal children. Like, that's where I just felt like, wow, all that work that I've done in that section is now being transformed into working with my dad, and we're working on elementary books and stuff like that as well. Like, we really have to take things like way back, really relearning all the basics and stuff like that. So yeah, like the first thing I done was when he was in hospital, gave him a pen and paper. Can he draw? Can he write? Get him an iPad. Like, I had after like he came out of his like little mini coma he basically had, I had set up like a sheet with pictures, like with like a little poop emoji. If you gotta go poop, like just point to this one. Like if you need me, like here's me. If you need like your phone, here's a picture of a phone. Like all you need to do is point. And just
Mhm.
like other things as well, if you can't get a certain word out, like, and it's really just narrowing it down. You get really good at it after a while. If you're trying to figure out who he's talking about, sometimes I'll say, are they Scottish or are they American? And then he'll just point to like the hand, like, okay, so they're American. Are we related to them? Or is this a friend? Okay, it's a friend. Is this someone you work with? Sometimes it takes a while, but
Yeah.
we get there in the end. Yeah.
A lot of people, like, your life experiences allowed you to do that with him. And
Yeah.
if you weren't doing that with him, I'm not going to put all that on you, but who knows what kind of progress would have been made. And just because he did have somebody like you who could understand him, who could help him through that, like, that is such a
Yeah.
specific thing to help somebody with. And that's not something that, like, everybody thinks of, and I just think that that's like literally your life experiences, your job prepped you for this with your dad. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. Everybody kind of pulled together as well though,
Yeah.
like my auntie, she was like a manager in a hospital for the criminally insane for years, and that's his sister. And she came down for a week and she was able to she understood all the medication and stuff like that. So she was the one that was able to really figure out what medication they were putting him on, why they were putting him on
That's
it,
amazing.
explain it to me so I had that information. And then my uncle Brian, her husband, he was the one that had the motorcycle accident. I was telling you guys earlier, that was the premonition that I had. I had a premonition that he had that accident. And so she's been through it as well. He was in a coma for months. And I just felt like everybody really, really brought something to the table,
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
definitely there with him every single day. Could not leave him whatsoever. Like, but now he is mainly with my stepmom, and she's just been amazing. He's been out in Apple Valley, and he's just living that desert lifestyle now. But it's good because she's got like a couple horses and that, so he gets to be with dogs and the horses and yeah, all that stuff. But
I love that.
yeah, so I just like thanks guys for just saying hi to him and stuff like that.
Somebody said
Hopefully
that we need eye merch. Uh
that is so funny because when he was in hospital, he kept on saying like, some like the speech therapist, are these glasses? You go, aye. And she's like, no, that's actually really bad. No, I'm like, okay, glasses, I could be glasses, because you need them to see. And then I was about to pick up my phone, but then I could also be iPhone. So I'm like, I'm trying to now find something that doesn't have an I in it. Water
yeah,
bottle.
yeah.
Like, is this a water bottle? And he would say I, and then they're like, water bottle? Yes, no. And he's like, I. And it would get to the point that I'm like, I means yes. Like he's always said I. It's not got anything to do with the stroke.
Yeah. This is him.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Anyway, we've been going on for a really, really long
I
time.
know. A lot of people are starting to dip out. Totally understand, you guys. No hard feelings. It's so late for everybody. So
Yeah.
we appreciate you all even being here. And a couple comments were saying that they felt like all the love and energy from everybody was like also helping like your dad like share
Totally.
his stories tonight, which I totally believe that. I feel that like, it's a safe space here and there's something beautiful that happens energetically when it's a safe space. So,
Yeah.
and just to comment on Mystery Man, yeah, they are coming. They're finally investing money into the right areas to try to do research on how to help people with specifically Alzheimer's and stroke victims. And I'm really excited to see what could potentially be done. And hopefully we'll have access to, stuff like that. But video games
Yeah.
are a great way for people to heal on so many aspects. So I think that's really cool.
Just games in general. I mean, like when my dad was in hospital, like I went and bought Guess Who because that's a really good one for talking, memory, things like that,
Mhm.
Um yeah. And just very simple words like brown hair, green eyes, glasses, things like that. It's just very simple stuff, and it really helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. I feel like out of all the 7 episodes, this has felt like the most chill episode. It really just felt like a hangout. It felt like we were just on FaceTime to each other just normally, because we're usually on FaceTime for like 3 hours. Yeah,
No,
so
for real.
that was really cool, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget to meet us at the library tonight, all right?
See you all at the spiritual library. Bring your scooters.
And
Bring
that
your
being
snacks.
said, good night.
Scooter gang.
Scooter gang. It's like this. This is shaped like a scooter. Scooter
Hashtag.
gang.
Scooter gang. Hashtag
Bye.
baby Shamu.